let's get the shit to the website. I think that's good. I think that's officially good. I think we got the audios popping everywhere. You guys like that? You guys like that? You like that? You like that? I know you like that. I know you like that. What a boy. The levels is good. The levels is good.
Okay. Big man, you want to hear some hot takes? Let's see how woke you are. You know something about podcasts? Hell, dígame. You kidding me or what, man? I got these 3 drunk uncles with a sports podcast. They say they got fire takes, pure fuego. You find them wherever you listen to podcasts at. If it's what they say it is, you like and you subscribe. Listen, like, and subscribe, yeah. You know how to call into the show? Yeah, man, do the podbean app. You'll need headphones with a mic to call in. That's no problem, man. They'll also be at Sharky's, 8:07 p.m. on the first Wednesdays of the month. You may get some free Bluetooth. And they keep receipts, so if anything happens in the sports world, MyT's gonna drop a take faster than a rabbit gets fucked. There's only 3 things I have in this world. My word, my balls, and this podcast. And I don't break them for nobody. MyT Sports Season 7.
I think that's officially my cue. It's time to go in. Good evening, and welcome back to another edition of the MyT Sports Podcast. I am still your host, the one and only Donald My Taylor. It is another Fuego day in the hottest city in the world, folks. We have another beautiful day. We're coming at you live and direct from here in South Florida. Broward's #1 sports podcast in the business. Folks, I'm doing all kinds of wild shit right now. Yeah, you catching me on the podcast right now. No, we're not live at Sharky's. We decided to make this shit a little bit personal today. We'll be live at Sharky's next week if you're looking to catch us. All right? We're going to try to get a couple of interviews lined up for next week. We weren't able to get them squared away today, but don't worry, we'll get them all for next week. We're trying to get one of our local lovely actresses up in the building. If you're watching us on YouTube, yes, I am playing Monopoly while I am doing the podcast today. Shit is real. Yes, if you have your Xbox, just look for mytsports.net, right? And you will, yes, I am dead ass. And right now, you can, like, if you have Monopoly, add me as a friend. Yeah, I'll be sitting around and playing Monopoly while I'm getting shit ready. Right, we got a big show for you guys today. Oh shit, I see Chill Will already up in the building. Right, USL Hotels. This is Volume 7, Edition 92, Track 425 of the MyT Sports Podcast. Man, do we have a whole lot to talk about today, folks. We got to talk about the Hawks joining the Nets. We got to talk about Kyrie admitting that, yeah, you know what, I was a distraction. We're going to get into a couple of what's trending topics, something that we don't generally often do here on the podcast, but we kind of do, but we kind of don't, but we kind of do, so we kind of will. Obviously, we got the NFL draft. That's tomorrow. We're going to talk about that as well. We got a blue chew code for you guys. We're going to talk about Brittany Griner, obviously. If you guys have been here for the last 2 months or so, you guys know that, yeah, I'm going to talk about some Brittany Griner at the beginning of this podcast, folks. We're going to talk about those young gunners having a shootout out in the West. We're gonna talk about some old vets and see if they still got any gas left in the tank. Folks, we have all that and more to talk about here on the podcast. But you know what we say here, folks? Regardless of the time.
Take that.
And regardless of the weather.
You play to win the game. Hello?
It's always a good time to talk some sports. Let's stir this motherfucker up so we get started, right? So, let's start talking. Woo! I'm back at it like a sports fanatic. MyT Sports. Woo! Woo! I ain't gonna lie, I missed you guys. I always miss you guys though. I feel like I tell you guys every single time that we start off the podcast that I miss you guys. Like, because you know what though, this is what I do. This is what I love to do. I actually love to sit back here and just gab and pontificate about different sports topics. And yo, chill, Will. The day that you was talking about that y'all was making up all kinds of words, it may have been on last Wednesday's podcast. I was listening to that shit, and even I was like, "What the fuck is this nigga saying?"
Yeah, it was recent. It was definitely recent.
I was re-listening to the podcast, and I was like, "Yo,
bro, tonight, when I ain't no petty nigga,
I think I made up 5 words in one soliloquy." I was definitely on one. It was a special night. I was already zooted and booted.
Bro, I was like, this man on the road.
You know what though? Like my regular words wasn't like, I can see it too. Like as I'm listening to it, like I'm getting a flashback at the moment, and I can clearly remember my regular vocabulary was all kind of jumbled up. It's like I was trying to read in my dreams. So I was just like, well, if I can't read these words that I'm trying to use in my head, I'll just make up the words as they pop in there. And that's how I'm gonna explain what happened. Other than that, I have no other explanation to what the fuck just went down. But I can explain to you guys. It's about to go down in a minute, folks. Well, we about to start off the podcast with is our little birthday celebration. I don't want to call that a little birthday celebration. It's our birthday celebration. What we do, folks, is that at the beginning of every single podcast, we like to start off the podcast with a little birthday party. Yeah, you can still see me. I'm playing Monopoly as we do the podcast. Yes, folks, if you're watching on YouTube, that's what you're seeing over there. Like, what the fuck is that am I seeing? That's Monopoly. And I love that shit. It is America's favorite pastime. Like, I guarantee you, if Monopoly could become a sport, Monopoly would be a sport and people would be watching it. People already watch Texas Hold'em. If you found a way to monetize Monopoly, motherfuckers would watch you play Monopoly on ESPN. I'm telling you that right now.
What's the skill of Monopoly, though?
What's the skill in poker?
Come on, man. There we go. We about to do this.
No. I am being a little facetious. I am being a little facetious.
Like, I feel like Monopoly, you gotta be able to just roll the dice correctly. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not saying there's none. I'm just saying, like, I'm pretty good at it, and I'm like I'm the villain, right? Like, I take the villain role pretty much every time. I'm kind of like you, T, that right? I become the villain wherever I go. I to fight the whole room. And then definitely in like games, because I'm really good at games. And so, like, with this Uno, Trump, Spade, like, they're going to be, like, Monopoly is, no, don't sit on that property just because it's me. Not that, I'm convincing this person that how it makes sense for both of us to, it's beneficial. No, don't do it, because he always cheats. He's always winning. I'm like, how am I cheating on him? Is this a cheating deal? No, it sounds like it's fair.
So, you know what, though?
He'll win.
What you just possibly told me is basically comparable to some of the skills or what poker players would consider some of their skill sets while playing poker. Because I feel you. I'm a villain in Monopoly too. Like, if somebody comes to me with a trade, especially on Xbox, that's why I don't like playing with anybody that I know. Because once you know how I play, then you're going to realize, like, damn. But I'm like, yo, if you come to me and you're like, yo, I want this property from you. I'm like, okay, cool. But if you got $1,500 in the bank or $1,200 in the bank, then guess what? If that property that I'm trying to give you is going to give you a monopoly, then guess what? Come off a stack. I want a full G off of you. If you want that property, I'm giving you a monopoly. I want a full G. That's why people don't like play with me on Xbox. So I'm like, yo, you said you wanted it. Because also, I know how I am. If I see a property that I like that you have, when I come to you, I'm giving you 3 times its value automatically. That's how my head works, right? I want to give you 3 times the value. Like, I may start off with 2, but automatically I'm trying to give you 3 times the value. So when you come to me looking for some shit, like, don't come to me on no like, oh, I'm gonna give you this property and trade you this property and give you $100 to try to make the value even. No, the value ain't even. You're trying to monopolize with this property. The value just went up. Yes, listen. 2 seconds ago, prices is not right now's prices. It's not even yesterday's prices. We're talking about 2 rolls ago's prices is not right now's prices. Come off a stack. And I do that to everybody. Like, yo, you want to trade with me, you better be ready to come off of something that hurts. Like if it doesn't hurt you, then you don't want it. That's my philosophy. If you ain't doing that shit like, ooh, I don't know, then guess what? Then I ain't give you a strong enough deal for you to consider. This is how I play. I'm ruthless. Like, I'm not trading with nobody. Like, I'm not trying to give anybody an easy time. Like, nope. Nope. Oh, I can create a game.
So, like, you don't necessarily win like deals. I mean, you can try to win a deal, but I'm trying to win a deal. And at times, no one wins the deal, but I just get at least something I want out of it, and lose to, getting where I need to be. So it can't be strategic, but I just didn't know if they put a spin on it or something like that. Because a lot of times when you play Monopoly, I think you sit down with family, and I'm always thinking like, man, it's like 4 against 1 when I play Monopoly. At least every time I play, because they just trying to make sure the guy that's talking the shit, all the shit don't win.
I feel you. So I'm over here playing Monopoly. I like Monopoly. And I'm telling you, if they found a way to put real money on Monopoly and to make these states worthwhile, like, people will watch it. People will watch it. Listen, if they're not watching on ESPN and they're watching it on Fox Sports, like, they go watch it on somewhere. If we're willing to watch, curling and darts and bowling and all that other shit, also, I know those are a little bit more physical. But if we're gonna watch poker and that shit like that, and extreme tag and frisbee and shit like that, and college football, then we can watch somebody play Monopoly. You know what I mean? All right. So, let's go all the jokes out of the way, right? And let's get into the beginning of the podcast, right? And as you guys know, how we like to start the podcast is with a nice little birthday party. And what our birthday party entails is us giving a nice little shout out to everybody that has had a birthday since the last time that we were on the air. So we're gonna go ahead and start that birthday party going on. Hey, yo, like my boy Chill Will likes to say, yo, DJ MyT, yo, drop that beat. Y'all hear that? Yeah, right? Because yeah, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. Check it, yeah. Check it, yeah. Because it's your birthday, we sing happy birthday. Check it, yeah. Check it, yeah. I know you guys realize that, yeah. One more time for the people in the back that didn't quite hear. The people for our first time listeners. Get it, I got you. Check it. Because yeah, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. Yeah, because it's your birthday. We sing happy birthday. Check it. Yeah, let's one more time. You want to hear the birthday shout outs one more time? Let's go. Because yeah, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. Check it. Yeah, check it. Yeah, because it's your birthday. We sing happy birthday. Check it. Alright, go ahead and check it, folks. As you guys know, we celebrate all the birthdays since the last time we was on the air. So what that's gonna entail is the birthdays on the 26th and the birthdays that are today, folks. Basically every birthday from Tuesday and today on Wednesday. A week removed from my New Year's, April 20th. First birthday we'd like to give a shout out to is Nicole Lee Bayer. Want to give a big shout out to Nicole Lee Bayer. Let's go on and give her a nice little big up real quick, right? Big up. Also want to give a birthday shout out to my homegirl Annette Selvaggi. That's how I like to pronounce your name, Vaggi. I know it's probably not Vaggi. It probably is Vaggi. I just never really pronounced your last name in front of you. I've heard it before. But I'm gonna call you Annette Selvaggi, or as her new last name says, right? Bon ami, right? Because she was just recently married. Right. Also, want to give a very special happy birthday. Actually, I'm gonna leave that one for last. Right. Let's go ahead and get a birthday shout out for today to another homeboy of mine, Kenneth Guerrero. He's actually the only person with a birthday today. But I told you I was gonna leave a birthday for last. Right. I told you I was gonna leave one birthday for last, and that birthday happens to be to my battle buddy, my brethren, like one of my hermanos, my brother, like one of the individuals that I probably clicked the most with during my time in the army, and that is one Andreas Palmer Sr. You're senior now, ain't you, right? Because you named your son after you. Good shit. Right, but his son is his second kid. His first child is my goddaughter. Right? So like that's how close that bond is. And I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. When I have my first kid, and this is why everybody wants me to have kids so much, right? But when I have my first kid, I'm gonna be really torn on who to make the godfather. I got a lot of people that are close to me, and I'm telling you right now, like there's like 3 people here in Florida. Like there's see, I think it's easier to make godmothers, right? Even that's not so easy, right? Because I got Natalie, I got Debs, I got Mia, like so I really need to have probably like 4 kids so that I can officially get all of the godparents out of the way that mean they're close to me. But let's go ahead and give a rundown of the birthday shout outs. I got 2 left field. Let's not go 2 left field, right? So to Nicole and to Annette and to Andres and to Kenneth, we wish you all a happy birthday. We hope you party hard. We hope you regret nothing. But more importantly, we hope you get your weekend at Birdie's on and continue to stay MyT. Yeah. Yo, DJ MyT, cut that beat. You know what that was? That was the birthday shout out. Like that's what you're hearing right now. You guys are like, what's that noise in the background? What am I hearing? Like what is that? What is that? Like that is the birthday shout outs for April 26th and April 27th. So go ahead and wish everybody, and if you have anybody that has a birthday between the last couple of days, go ahead and drop a little note for us, right? Actually, over the last 2 days, and what we'll do is that we'll go ahead and we'll make sure that we add them into our birthday shout outs for the podcast. All right, so let's go ahead and get into what's up. I'm telling you, like this is the problem of social media, right? This is the problem of social media, while you're also trying to fully put on a live show, like that shit becomes mad distracting. But let's go on and get TikTok in, because I wanted to get not TikTok, but I wanted to get Twitter Spaces involved in this for a little bit, right? So I continue to explain to you guys, right? Is that if it's your first time here, something that we always do is that we always like to have some kind of game going on in the background. And the game that we have going in the background right now happens to be the goddamn. Oh, sorry. They were showing highlights from last night's games of Minnesota and Memphis. So as you guys know, right? Or if you don't know, like what I like to do is I like to keep the game on in the background. I like to keep some kind of sporting event going on in the background, right? As excuse me. As we continue to pod, so that's kind of what we're so that's kind of what's happening right now, right? And that's what happens when you see my attention kind of drawn. If you're watching me on YouTube or Twitch or anywhere that we have the live video streaming at, Facebook, Instagram, right? They're showing highlights from last night's game. Now we're gonna get into last night's game as well, but before we get there, right? Let's do a little something that I don't generally do, right? Now, and something that I don't generally start off the podcast with. Actually, you know what? Before we get there, let's get into something that I actually do consistently start off the podcast with, and that is with the one mentioning of, hey ladies, of one Brittany Griner, folks. Because I'm telling you right now, if you guys don't know, if you guys been underneath a rock, Brittany Griner has now been held captive, hostage, a prisoner of war for about 66 days now. It feels like. And I know here on the podcast, it's been already about 6 weeks or so that we have been mentioning every single podcast about freeing Brittany Griner. Plain and simple. For the longest time, that's all. Oh shit! Let's turn the mic off. For the longest time, like I said, for about the last 6 weeks, that's all we've talked about. That's all we've mentioned at the beginning of every single podcast is freeing Brittany Griner. And if you know, part of the reason that we talk about freeing Brittany Griner all the time is it's just because, in the simple fact, well, two things, right? Number one, we don't hear enough. Me personally, I don't hear enough media coverage talking about Brittany Griner's false imprisonment, right? On top of that, I also know that if there was a male athlete out there that also had her similar accolades, there was no way possible, whether you're a sports fan or not, that you would have been able to escape the talk about freeing said athlete. So let me give you the rundown of Brittany Griner's resume, right? Just a spotlight, just some of the things that she has done. I'm mentioning about half of her resume, but probably some of the biggest 14, 15 things that she has done. And this is still only half of her resume. Obviously, she's an NBA champion. Now, obviously, she plays in the WNBA, so you understand the correlation of what I'm saying here, right? I don't need to say WNBA every single goddamn time. Understand what I'm talking about here. So, she's an NBA champion. She's a 7-time All-Star. 2-time scoring champion. Yep, I rolled a 10. 2-time scoring champion. 8-time block leader. 2-time peak performer. 3-time NBA first team. 3-time NBA second team. 2-time defensive player of the year. 3-time defensive first team. 4-time defensive second team. All rookie team. NCAA champion. Most outstanding player. AP player of the year. Right, Big 12 Player of the Year, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, High School Player of the Year, and a whole lot more. And she's also Olympic champion as well. Right, that is one Brittany Griner. And right now she's being held hostage in Russia due to what I like to just basically call trumped up weed charges. There was some leftover weed resin in a cartridge that she had, or some leftover resin in a cartridge that she had, and that's what they are holding her captive based off of charges. Now, if found guilty, these are charges that could be found in Russia for a total of 10 years. Now, as you talk about freeing Brittany Griner and all that stuff, let me also understand, in case anybody's wondering, that's very harsh charges. Not every country is as lenient when it comes to weed, and we just became lenient when it came to weed charges. Even though that we have looked as marijuana charges as an egregious charge for years. Not all countries take it so lightly, right? Not only Russia, but also some Asian countries, they don't take it lightly. It's part of the reason why marijuana cannot so easily be deemed a substance that is overlooked when it comes to Olympic competition. Is because in some of these countries, not only is it is any small amount of weed, some of these countries is a 10-year sentence, and some of these countries is a death sentence as well, right? So that's beyond the realm of complaints, of honest complaints, right? We just want to see Brittany Griner freed, or we just want to see Brittany Griner mentioned, so that the American people know that she is being held hostage. Right now she's not even held hostage, but right now that she's a prisoner of war. Like I said, it's just the simple fact that if this was any other athlete or any male athlete that would have had her same resume or a similar resume, we wouldn't be able to escape conversation about said individual on a daily basis. So while the WNBA, maybe ESPN and Fox and who else knows, may have gotten their marching orders from higher ups to keep Brittany Griner's name out of their mouth, so that they don't deem her a more valuable asset and start trying to utilize her as a bargaining chip, especially during these war times. Right. Well, I understand like why they may have gotten that. That doesn't mean that the American people have gotten that same notion. And not to mention us individual podcasters and people and individuals with our own platform and able to utilize our own voice without any political backlash or any backlash period from FCC or anybody in upper earshot that may want to censor our message. So speaking of censoring messages, Elon Musk just bought Twitter, just to make you mention that again, for $44 billion. Which I heard a weird stat about that the other day, that it cost about $6 billion to end world hunger, and Elon Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion. I'm just saying, hey, you had an extra 6 on there, $50 billion. He just bought Twitter and ended world hunger. Now, as I continue to mention, this is not something that's going to go away. As we're watching the Chicago and Milwaukee game, Chicago looks like they're about to join Atlanta and Brooklyn, two teams we'll talk about later in this podcast. And I'm gonna say it's kind of sucks with Chicago, as they're a team that started off kind of hot and were higher in the rankings and higher in the position, and now you find themselves falling to where they fall into now in the 6th seed, and catching themselves playing Milwaukee, who's basically giving them a gentleman's sweep without Chris Middleton. We'll talk about other sweeps and gentleman sweeps without other key players a little bit later. And don't forget, guys, if you guys want to listen to the podcast, join the podcast, or call into the podcast, right, there's multiple ways to do all of them. If we're trying to listen to the podcast, listen to the re-air, let's tell your smart speaker to play the latest episode of the MyT Sports Podcast, and it'll pull up to wherever you listen to podcasts at, whether that's Google Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, or many of platforms. If you're trying to watch the podcast, obviously, as I mentioned before, you can watch the podcast on Facebook. You can kind of search us on Twitter. You can catch us on Twitch. You can even catch a behind-the-scenes camera every once in a while on Instagram as well. But if you are trying to call into the podcast, there's only one way to call into the podcast and actually join the conversation, and that is through the Podbean app, folks. Download the Podbean app. You find us in the live section, and that's exactly how you call into the podcast. And that is the only way I accept phone calls to the podcast, folks. But trust me, I do answer those calls if you are looking to call into the podcast. That is actually the same way that you see a lot of our guests join us, like our senior correspondent, Chill Will. He joins us through the Podbean app as well. So if you're listening on anywhere, go ahead and look into the bio. Right, you'll see a link in the bio for my Linktree. In that Linktree app, Linktree link, you'll find a link to everything MyT Sports related, including the Podbean link that you can download the app so that you can call into the podcast as well. So that if you want to call into the podcast for in the future, that is your way. And also, you can listen to all the re-airs of the podcast there as well. So Podbean may be actually your one-stop shop for every to connect you to MyT Sports. And now you can listen to all of the podcasts as well, but you'll also get notified when we go live on air, and you'll be able to call into the podcast as well, folks. All of those interactions you'll be able to get with the podcast. Now, speaking of interactions, right, and it's official, folks, Milwaukee has officially eliminated the Chicago Bulls from the playoffs. So the Chicago Bulls are the latest team to join the lovely city or the lovely portion of the world where
you have failed this city.
They become the latest villain in the Archer saga.
You have failed this city.
Got a piece of meat stuck in my teeth. Pause. Alright, yo. That's 3 teams down so far, folks. Brooklyn is down, Chicago is down, and we'll tell you about the other team that's down a little bit later. I think we already mentioned them. We already may have mentioned them. But we'll go ahead and talk about them a little bit more in depth later on in the podcast. So, as I was mentioning earlier, right? And this is an exercise that I generally do anyway. Right, I generally like to look at what are the most popular trending topics going along in the nation. Right, I just going on Twitter and just looking at the trending topic. And if you've been on Twitter doing that before, you know that Twitter likes to break things down into categories. And one of the first categories that you may see or you may notice happens to be a category that says for you, right? And in that for you category, it's a lot of things that I guess that Twitter believes that you may like, or based off of topics that you have liked, or individuals that you may have followed, that these are stories that you would like to see or know about. And 9 times out of 10, without having to scroll down or past anything, I usually find something that I like. And today, I probably found the thing that I like the most, or loved the most probably in a long while, right? Or the most in recent history. And that is the very first topic that was trending for me under the For You category was Brittany Griner. And I was like, yes, finally. Finally, she gets a little recognition. Maybe even finally she's coming home. But didn't want to get my hopes up that she was possibly coming home. But I was definitely excited to see that she was trending. Brittany Griner, that is. That she was trending and she was actually getting some notoriety in the world. So obviously I do what I'm supposed to do, and I go on there and I click it and I start to look. And she's trending. Not because, and that was the first thing I thought. Not because she's coming home. But she is getting some kind of recognition. Even though the timing of it may be a little off, I appreciate the fact that at least she is trending and getting some kind of recognition. So Brittany Griner, she starts trending, and I look into the story and I start researching a little bit more, right, on why she's trending to see what's happening here. And what ends up happening is that she is trending because the United States recently just made a deal with Russia to swap hostages, right? Or to swap captives, in a different, to use a different terminology. And as they're making their swaps, the United States brought back a military veteran, right? A veteran, he's been here long, but a military member that has been a prisoner of war for about 3 years now. Brittany Griner has been a prisoner of war for about 66 days. So, what ends up happening is that the gentleman's name is Trevor Reed. And they made a swap to bring Trevor Reed home after he's been held captive for 3 years. And that is a hell of a story. And that in its own right deserves its biggest honor of that I have one of my fellow military brethren coming home after they've been trapped overseas or they've been a prisoner of war, especially after they've been over there for 3 years. You understand? Soldiers may want to be deployed for years, up on time, 2-3 years at a time. Nobody wants to be a prisoner of war for 3 years. It's bad enough when you're deployed for 3 years, you already feel like a prisoner of war. You don't really want to be a prisoner of war. So definitely glad to see that Trevor Reed came home. But now what ends up happening is Trevor Reed is the individual that's coming home. Now this brings up attention to Brittany Griner. And the attention that it brings to Brittany Griner is that, okay, now everybody starts wondering, okay, you brought Trevor home. Now let's work on Brittany. Or, you brought Trevor home, what about Brittany? Basically, it's, fuck you, Trevor, what about Brittany? And listen, in the sports world, I could possibly get, a lot of people wondering, what the fuck was that? A lot of people may be wondering, like, hey, okay, like, what about Brittany Griner? And not understanding that both things don't equate. Like, that's just part of the reason why I mentioned that the individual they brought home wasn't some, and not to take away from anybody, wasn't some random civilian, wasn't some like journalist, right? Wasn't like some political figure or some some bullshit ass politician. Like, no, this is actually somebody that actually fights for the freedoms that you and I happen to enjoy. One of my military brethren, like I said. You guys don't know if you've been here for the first time. I've served in the military for 7 years, my goddamn self. Right? But I get it though. I even though I understand, like, you know what, it may be a little misplaced and be a little bit misguided. I still get it. I still appreciate the fact that, you know, you guys are out here talking about, you know what, let's go ahead and free Brittany Griner. All these people are home. What about bringing more of some more of our own individuals home? And that is truth. I don't want to diminish the fact that who Trevor Reed is and how important it is to also bring back our troops home after being held hostage for 3 years. And we've even seen messages now come out of Congress, right, stating that after freeing Trevor Reed, that Brittany Griner is the next priority. I don't believe that, but at least it's their statement, which means that they're gonna have to find a way to at least now give an update on her continuously, since now they've made mention of her being the next individual they're going to try to bring home. Like I said, I just thought it was interesting, right? And like I said, I've been mentioning to you guys now, I feel like it's been about 6 weeks now, right, that we've been starting off almost every single podcast talking about freeing Brittany Griner. And I find it now, I find it now, I don't want to say ironic, a little more relieving that here we are 66 days in, right? That's about 9 weeks now we're talking about, right? Almost 10 weeks now we're talking about. That's like 2.5 months we're talking about, where nobody mentioned shit, and she's been detained for about 3 months. Well, 66 days. That's how long she's been detained. Right? For six weeks out of those 66 days, so for 42 days out of those 66 days, we've basically been talking about her. And this is the first time I've seen her excuse me. That's that weed pollen, excuse me. It's the first time I've seen her name trending since she was actually locked up. So this is a little refreshing that she actually starts to get a little bit of attention and a little bit of acknowledgement in the national media. Fuck, I was looking forward to that money. Now, obviously Brittany Griner wasn't the only thing trending. There was a couple other things also trending. Black phone, Lakers, COVID, and Wednesday thoughts. Right? But obviously the only thing that really concerned me was Brittany Griner trending. It took me a while. I ain't gonna lie. This is still before me. It took me a while into the day, that is. Because these are things I looked up first thing this morning. But I like to check the trending stuff throughout the day. Probably at least 2 to 3 times a day. Especially on podcast day. Right? I always have to check the trending topics to see what the fuck is going on. And throughout the whole entire day, I've been noticing black phone trending, black phone trending, black phone trending. And I'm like, what the fuck is black phone? Because I'm automatically thinking it's either some racist shit or some black people trying to do some exclusive shit. Alright? And come to find out, it's none of those shit at all. It's none of that at all. What it is it's actually a trailer for a movie. Black phone. It looks like I ain't gonna lie. So I watched a little portion of the trailer and I didn't really pay attention to a lot of it. But what it looks like is the Purge version of Phone a Friend or Phone a Life. It looked like that. And I really didn't watch a lot of it. I really didn't pay attention to a whole lot of it. I probably skimmed right over it. Probably a full 5 seconds. There's nothing I won't do. I really want to be with you. Okay, so I gotta pause. I really gotta pause on that for a second, right? That's only because this whole that Jimmy Butler commercial is kind of stuck in my fucking head. Like, it is literally renting space in my head, and I really have no clue why. And I swear to God, now I catch myself just randomly just walking through the house, relaxing and chilling, and just talking about there's nothing I will do. And then I have to remind myself that I really don't feel that way. And I don't know why that song is in my head, but I have to tell myself that I don't feel that way, because I also just got out of a relationship, and I really don't miss my ex at all. Like, not at all. But that song keeps popping up in my head, but when it does pop up in my head, I'm like, whoa, hey, yo, like, what the fuck? And like, two things. Like, why is Jimmy renting space in my head? Right? Pause. And also, why am I singing this particular song at this moment? Chill Will's in here? I didn't even see Chill Will's name in here. I didn't see him on the list of listeners. What's going on, Punisher? Oh, that's why we have an auction. Somebody just went bankrupt. As you guys, I already told you guys, as we're doing the podcast, not only am I watching tonight's game, right, that just ended between Milwaukee and Chicago, I am also playing Monopoly on my Xbox. Let's go. So catch me on my Xbox, right? Yeah, I do all kinds of shit. Like, listen, I be distracted. I have the worst kind of ADD. But I'm telling you, I was born like 10 years too early, so like I didn't have ADD. I just had to go out, take your ass outside and play, or go sit your ass down somewhere and go read a book. Like, that's what I had. Like, that was our medication. You want me to whoop your ass? Then no, then go sit your little ass down somewhere. This food was delicious. I be forgetting to eat sometimes before I come on the podcast. That's what you guys been seeing. It's me needing food, because then if I wait till I end the podcast ends like 11, 12 o'clock at night. Like, I'm trying to eat that late. I gotta think about my... How much is this? I gotta think about my digestive system and shit. Okay, I'm pulling out after this one. If they make me win this battle, I'm gonna be mad. There we go. Let them bet on that shit. So back to trending, right? To the what's trending. So that what was trending for me. And then I switched gears and I was like, you know what? That's what's trending for me. Let me go see what's trending, period. And what pops up again? Black phone. Still had to take a look at what black phone was about that time. Just to let you guys know. Moon Knight was trending. I know what the fuck Moon Knight is. Alright? Like, I've been around the Moon Knight block. So I haven't been around the Moon Knight block, but I know what Moonlight is. Like I'm marvelly inclined. So I knew what the fuck Moonlight was. But it wasn't deep enough for me to pop into. I'm pretty sure it's just people talking about the show or some shit. I don't want to know about it. I'm gonna watch a little bit later. When I say a little bit later, I'm talking about like later down the road, down the line down the road. Again, Wednesday Thoughts popped up, and I'm like, And then Trevor Reed popped up. And then this is when I really learned the full connection between Trevor Reed and Brittany Griner. Right? Because I saw that Trevor Reed was trending, and it was in relation to Brittany Griner. And I was like, hey. And then you start reading, you start going down, and you start finding out a little bit more about who Trevor Reed is. Start about finding out his background, what he's about, all kinds of stuff, right? So like, okay, cool. Trevor Reed. But then again, we start understanding why. Actually, no. Well, yeah. So you can understand why some people like, okay, you feed Trevor Reed. Now let's talk about Brittany Griner. And be honest with you, if I wasn't a soldier, right? If I wasn't a military veteran, I probably would be right along the same boat where I'm like, okay, good. You got Trevor Reed back home. I don't give a fuck. I don't know who Trevor Reed is. Don't give a fuck about Trevor Reed. What about Brittany Griner? Especially if I'm just a guy that's in a sports space, or if I'm just a person that's just focusing on Brittany Griner, right? If I'm any one of those, then I can see how I overlook. Now, you're not trying to be disrespectful, but you overlook the importance of Trevor Reed's freedom, or choose to acknowledge it. And I want to make sure that we take the time to acknowledge it here, but we're not going to spend a lot of time, right? Because we are a sports show, and while this is a military podcast, right, and we like to big up our military veterans, we are 100% happy that Trevor Reed is home, right? The portion of the story that concerns us is 100% the Brittany Griner portion of the story, right? But that's how we end up finding the correlation between those two. Right now, folks, we have the last game of the evening going on between Denver Nuggets and the Golden State Warriors. The Denver Nuggets are trying to avoid being the 4th team to go home for the playoffs, the 3rd team to lose 3-1, and the only other team to lose in less games will be the Brooklyn Nets, that have Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Blake Griffin, LaMarcus Aldridge, Ben Simmons on their squad. They got swept as they basically needed the play-in tournament just to make the playoffs. Just saying, Knicks fans, anytime you're feeling down about your season, just remember, Brooklyn Nets, LA Lakers. Those two teams were the favorites to win a championship. And one team you finished with a better record than, one team you finished in the same exact standing as, both 11th seed, and one team you finished right behind. Just saying. I'm just saying. Next time, anytime you feel okay, Cinco's, damn, they were showing the stat line, the plus minus of when Jordan Poole, Steph, Clay, and Draymond are all on the court together, and I missed that, but we'll see if we probably won't get that back. Actually, I was gonna say we'll see if we can get that back, but we probably won't get that back. We know how that. You know how that should go. Like, you're probably not gonna get that back whatsoever. Just like how we're not gonna get back what happened in that Brooklyn and Boston series. But we'll talk about that a little bit later, right? We'll talk about that just a little bit later. Other things that we saw that were trending. One was Russell Westbrook. And when Russell Westbrook is trending, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not changing the channel, but it's not a channel to change. I'm not skipping over that link. So I wanted to see what the fuck was going on. And no doubt, Russell Westbrook is trending along with Clutch Sports. And the reason why they are trending is because recently Clutch Sports has sat down with Lakers management, right, about the future of the team and the future of some of their clients. Well, after that meeting, the Lakers organization has come out and basically put the blame of them signing Russell Westbrook on LeBron James and the pressure from Clutch Sports. Not Magic Johnson on Get Up. Not Magic Johnson on First Take. Right? I'll pull out after this. That's a lot of money. Shit, I shouldn't have bid again. Right? Not any of them on First Take or on Get Up. Not Magic there. But no. Jeannie Buss and the Lakers brass, they should have used out the camera, I ain't gonna lie. They have come out and they have fully passed the blame. Like, I didn't say pitted the blame. Like let's just keep that shit real, right? They basically came out and was like, yo, B, that wasn't us. Like, we wanted, but they came out more than anything, right? What they did is that they came out and they reaffirmed what Magic said. Because you notice after Magic said that statement, the Lakers didn't say anything. The Lakers could have came out and been like, nah, Magic is tripping. It ain't quite going down like that. Or they could have came out and could have been like, yeah, things kind of... Like, they didn't say anything for a while. I kind of want this property now. Right? They didn't say anything for a while. And then, a week after, or 2 weeks after the Lakers season is officially done, or the regular season is done for the Lakers, he wants that honey too, don't he? We both about to go broke trying to get this shit. I'm gonna bid $1 more, then I'm gonna back out. You bid again, I'm backing out. Fuck out of here. Right, so where were we? So basically, the Lakers organization, they came out and they reaffirmed, like, they reiterated, they fully backed up. They gave strength to, they breathed life into Magic's comments a couple weeks ago, when he mentioned about, hey, we were about to get DeMar DeRozan. Hey, we were about to get, who else did they say? We was about to get DeMar DeRozan and somebody else. And LeBron James, which I guess at this point in time, he is saying Clutch Sports through LeBron James, because when Clutch Sports speaks, they speak for LeBron James. Just like when Brian Windhorst speaks, you can smell LeBron James's dick all over his breath. Right? So, when Magic said that, oh, it was LeBron James that basically vetoed that trade and said, like, yo, let's bring Westbrook in here. Now we see how that happened. And now we get to hear more about it. But more than anything, see, I hate when that happens. You guys just watch what happens on the Monopoly game. We hear the Lakers organization not being afraid to point the finger at Clutch Sports or LeBron James and say, hey, this is their fault. And in a weird way, they're also admitting blame and admitting guilt that, hey, we gave in to what is LeBron James and his entourage and his organization, his boys in them, his peoples. You know what I mean? That we gave in to them and we capitulated to their demands, thinking it would make us better because this is LeBron James. And we were wrong. See, they didn't say all that, but it's one of those times where it's implied, it's inferred. Because for them to tell you that, hey, we were pressured by LeBron James and Clutch Sports, and that's why we signed Russell Westbrook, that's also saying we were wrong. We were wrong for signing Russell Westbrook, and we were wrong for giving it to LeBron James. And just like how I wonder about the relationship going forward with Brooklyn and Kyrie Irving and Brooklyn and Ben Simmons, because I'm telling you, I have reached a mental roadblock on how you sign these guys or how you re-sign these guys. I have reached a mental roadblock if you're teammates of these guys, how do you trust these guys or want to play with these guys? I'm at a mental roadblock where, as a friend, I'm like, yeah, you my boy, but we can't play together, my nigga. Like, I'm at a mental roadblock on all that shit. And I forgot what my point was. So, actually, no, I don't. So when the Lakers throw LeBron James under the bus the way that he has, they just did, and his management group, I come to that same kind of roadblock. Well, now I'm wondering, okay, what is the relationship between the Lakers and LeBron James now going to start looking moving forward? How is the relationship between the Lakers and Clutch Sports, Clutch Management, which is basically LeBron James, now going to be moving forward? Are they going to now take a step back and say we're taking the power away from the player? And they are now going to start managing things on their terms. Like, you know what they said? They come back and say, you know what, we did it. We tried doing it your way. Your way didn't work. Now we do it my way. MyT, baby. Like, talk to me. Right? Because I think now that becomes one of the side shows of the NBA, one of the side stories, right? To start watching now. Is that the moment the season ends, right? The moment that the season ends, we start wondering, okay, how are these two franchises going to progress and move forward? How are they going to continue to fill these teams out? How are they going to continue to appease to their? Are they going to continue to appease to their stars? And if they do, what kind of empowerment are they going to give them? Because LeBron James is one of those guys, like just like how Michael Jordan and Kobe used to talk about what they do to players, is that they try to punk you to see how you're going to react. Well, that's what LeBron James does to organizations. He's got to try to punk you to see how you're going to react. And the moment you give in, then he's like, okay, I got you. I guarantee the Lakers have never given in to a superstar as much as they probably given in to LeBron James. Ooh, la 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 la. I just happened to accidentally turn on TNT Sports Brazil, and like basically all I can do is quote a Busta Rhymes line. Like, look at Shorty, she a little cutie, yo, the way she shaking when we stick it all in her booty hole. But is Draymond Green and Aaron Gordon scuffling? Golden State Warriors currently up 22-17. Draymond Green having words with somebody. Now you catch him bumping into the back of Aaron Gordon. You see the referee's automatic like, hey, don't go too far. I'm not trying to see what happens. Did he try to dunk on Draymond? Or did he dunk on Draymond? Did he put Draymond on? I heard them say this the other day that they no longer call it posters. You have to call it NFTs now. Now I know I was going to call it an NFT just to make sure that the players are going to get their credits. I know they're going to try to find a way to monetize this. But okay, Aaron Gordon goes, spin moves after. So sorry for the pregnant pause. I had to take a quick look to see what happened. A technical foul on Aaron Gordon, right? And what ended up happening is that, so Aaron Gordon ended up coming down the lane. He had a one-on-one with Draymond Green and tried to take Draymond Green off the dribble, right? I'm going into his dribble package, right? And does a spin move, and in the spin move he gives a little elbow to Draymond Green. Draymond Green eats that elbow, right? He heads to the floor. Aaron Gordon completes his spin move. Ooh, Klay Thompson on the fadeaway. Nope, rims out. Right, Aaron Gordon completes the spin move and he goes up and he dunks the ball. I don't know if the whistle was blown at that point in time or whatever, right? Like I said, I can't hear anything. But what ends up happening is that when Aaron Gordon comes down, right, he catches the ball and then he drops the ball in Draymond's chest. Now, he made sure that he didn't... Now, I didn't see that he stepped on Draymond or he stepped over Draymond. But he definitely did drop the ball. No basket, no shot, foul on the floor. Okay, I'm watching the call on Nikolai Jokic as he just recently drove to the lane. Oh, shit. I just saw somebody for the Golden State Warriors that I forgot. Is that Ottis Porter? Hold on. Because I know... Damn. I know the Nuggets got one of the Porter boys. Who is this one? For the Golden... Is that an Ottis Porter I'm seeing? This is BANANAS if he is the person that I am looking at. Alright, listen, if you guys are listening on Twitter, we are about to go ahead and switch our feed over back to Instagram and get the Instagram live back in here. Have we hit the hour mark yet? We are just about to hit that. Actually, no, we have officially hit the hour mark of the podcast. And you guys wonder, like, damn, what happens at the hour mark? Well, in the hour mark is when I tell you about this miraculous thing called Blue Chew. And what is Blue Chew, folks? Ooh. I know you guys are wondering. Yeah, we do this right at the hour mark of the podcast. What is Blue Chew? Blue Chew happens to be a little blue pill that gives you back your throat. All you gotta do is open up a pack and head straight to the sack. Just a few chews before you do. This little blue pill has the same ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so this is one opportunity that you just can't miss. Trust me when I say she's gonna love how you come through like a champ when you Blue Chew in advance. And trust me, for the very low cost, you can beat it up like a boss. With Blue Chew, the only thing that you need... Wait. If you use this week's promo code, I don't know what the fuck just happened a while ago, but if you use this week's promo code of LRFJ, that's Larry Romeo Fox Juliet, and you'll be able to get your first order of Blue Chew for free. Wait, why am I temporarily from posting videos? Due to multiple violations, the community can go on a temporary block until 4/28. Until tomorrow. Next violation community. Wait, what the fuck did I do? That don't make no damn sense. I think I know which video they just blocked, but wait, what the fuck are they blocking about that one though? Okay, what about this one? Wait a minute. Okay, I guess I'm gonna take that video over to Instagram. I know what the hell just happened there. They blocked the video that I just made about weed smoke that everybody has shared already. Is it because they saw the bong and they saw the actual smoke? I'm gonna have to find out to what extent they allow the weedery. Like, I really am. So they just blocked that whole video. Like, they fucking with my flow. It's okay. Okay, so tomorrow around this time, I'll be able to come back to Tiki Talking. Whatever Tiki Talk. Like I don't even understand what's going on right now. What community guidelines? Like I am seeing pussy on your live stream. Like, how are you blocking my weed? Or am I seeing pussy on Twitter? Yo, Elon Musk, if you take the raw pussy off of Twitter, we gonna be mad. Like, seriously, my G. Like we gonna be mad for real. You gonna have to come see me. But don't forget, you get your order of Bluetooth, folks. Only thing you got to do is pay for shipping and handling. But with that promo code I gave you earlier, you'll be able to get your first $20 shipment for free. That's like 6 chews. I'll let you know up front. That's like 6 chews you're gonna get. You be out with 6 chews. Like that's once a weekend. I'm just saying. And ladies, like, don't think that Blue Chew is just for him to purchase. You can also order yourself one too. Right? And he said, damn, why would I need to order some Blue Chew? Because I guarantee you got some dusty ass motherfucker, right? I don't want to say dusty, but you got somebody in your DMs, you got somebody blowing up your phone telling you about all that shit they gonna try to that they want to do to you. Well, to make sure that they do all that shit they say they're gonna do, give them a Blue Chew. And make sure they do all that shit they say they're gonna do in the text messages. Because with Blue Chew, there's only 2 requirements. You chew it, and then you do it. And when you use my promo code of JRFJ, LRFJ, Lima Romeo Fox Juliet, you'll get your first order for free. Remember, Blue Chew. Chew it and do it, baby. Just chew it and do it. Alright, let's continue on. Right. Also trending this past week, right? These past couple of days. Not only was the issue going on with Russell Westbrook and Clutch Sports and them officially putting all the blame and the Lakers putting officially on the blame on Clutch Sports and LeBron James on bringing Russell Westbrook there. Furthermore, reaffirming everything that Magic came out and said a couple of weeks ago. Right, and it also puts a heightened twist onto the relationship of LeBron James and the Lakers, and it makes us want to keep an even more watchful eye of the transactions that are going to take place for the Lakers over this weekend. Not just the Lakers again. The Brooklyn Nets will be the same way. There are a couple of individuals we are curious on how they are going to be able to proceed with their team moving forward, given the current relationship that they have or the current movements that have transpired over this year. I'm baffled by it. That's like I'm baffled by the fact that Cam Reddish somehow was also trending, right? And as a Knicks fan, when Cam Reddish starts trending, then it raises my eyebrow a little bit because I want to know what they're saying about my boy, right? I want to know if they're dragging him through the mud. I want to know if he's injured. I want to know what's going on. Damn. Okay, wait. 250. And then drop it like it's hot, but you don't want that shit for real. So I'm willing to pay $300 for this. So I'm willing to pay $301 for this. And I'll go right up to that amount. I'll go bid on a light company that costs $150. Knowing with the light company, like, you'd be lucky to even get back $150. Alright, we at $391. You gonna take it to $301? At $301, you can keep it. Double the price, you keep it. Alright, he's got me at $291. Alright. I think that sucker costs $150. I'm always willing to go double the price for a property. After double the price, I'm like, yeah, I don't know how bad I really want this sucker. Now, speaking of double the price, Cam Reddish is over here and he's trending. And part of the reason why he is trending is because they made it seem as if, actually they didn't make it seem as if, they posted as if, since Cam Reddish has left the Atlanta Hawks have basically doubled their win total. With Cam Reddish, They were 15 and 19 without Cam Reddish. They were 28 and 20. Now, granted, this also implies that they played about 15 more games without him. 13, 14. Right? Like I said, but oh wait, who's that? Who is that? Otto Porter. His name ain't Otis Porter. His name is definitely Otto Porter. And he is down already. It is Porter, right? Let's see. Can I catch your name? Goes up, comes down. Okay, not a knee injury. Looked like he was just kicked in the ding-ding. Alright. That's not too bad. Let's see if I can force everybody else out of this bidding. If anybody bids anything, I'm out of here. See again, yeah, he paid $400 for that property, $451. That's regularly a $200 property. If you're not willing to pay twice the amount of money for a property that you're going after in an auction, then you don't want that shit. Like it's like I was telling you, if you want to do trades with me, then you better be willing to fucking come off some dough. Like I ain't no cheap date. I demand respect. So they so they reviewed this, and it looks like from the look on his face, they're gonna call the offensive foul on the Denver Nuggets player. So they're reviewing this. His name is Highland. They're reviewing this, and they're probably gonna check to make sure that was a full basketball motion, and not for nothing. Like this goes back to what Draymond, like an issue that Draymond Green was having a couple years ago, where he was going in for layups and kicking everybody in the ding-ding. So I can understand them sending this one underneath official review to see if there was any, to make sure it was a complete natural basketball motion. There was no additional intent. If this is a railroad, I'm about to land. I'm about to buy your railroad, partner. Nope, I'm not landing on a railroad. I'm landing on Atlantic. Damn, those funds are getting low. Deal you buy, you auction. These funds are getting low. Got about $800 now, and I still gotta get. God damn it! I hate you bitches. This is why I can never get a full game of. I can never get a full game of Monopoly out because motherfuckers are always quitting. And that shit gets on my nerves. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna set up a room, and we're gonna wait till about 4 people hop up in here, and when 4 people hop, and that's why I say I be playing Monopoly. Cause I'll play Monopoly while I'm cleaning, or I'll play Monopoly while I'm folding up clothes, because I may sit here for like 20 minutes before we even hop into a game. So I gotta be productive, and then the games take forever, and I'll be like doing the podcast, or I'll be eating, or I'll be doing some other shit. Like where's that? I finished all that food already. I know you guys are wondering, like, damn, we gotta get into some football talks really soon because we got the draft coming up next week. We got the New York Liberty. They're releasing players already as the WNBA season has just about officially taken off. New York Liberties, they released Paris Kia, but Paris Kia also hasn't played like in 2 years. Basically, she's kind of like Ben Simmons, but she's really injured and she really can't play. So they was like, we're gonna go in and cut our ties. They have a nice little young nucleus that they're trying to build around anyway. Isonia. Right, and a couple of young pieces that they recently have. So, right, so they probably have no real issue letting go of her. Denver Nuggets get the ball back on a fast break. Scores 25-30. Just about 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 10 seconds left to go on the shot clock. We see Highland again working again against Jordan Poole. Did Jordan Poole get there in time? He did get there in time, and he drew the charge, folks. Look at this. Yep. He was definitely there in time. So now it looks like Highland is now he is now part of his second suspicious play. And this time around, he does not get the benefit of the doubt. They call the offensive call. Jordan Poole goes ahead and draws the charge. We see in Jordan Poole being able to take his man off the dribble, being able to pass, being able to catch and shoot, and we're also seeing him playing defense. Stephen Curry for 3, he misses that. 6 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Denver gets the ball, and they missed. But I ain't gonna lie, that could have been a goaltend. Hey, look, nut butt. I played with Nut Butt already today. I think Nut Butt was actually like the leader of a room, and he fucking quit on the room. Did I just lose to you? Period. Like, did we actually get a full game out the way? I may add Nut Butt to my friends list. Okay, I know you're like, yo, his name ain't Nut Butt. His name is Nut 10, but oh. Nut 10 but trouble 7. Nut 10 but rubble 7. So I was always nothing but trouble. It's like I know it don't seem like it. It's how I just read it. But I really have been looking at this like, yo. Let's see. Recently played with. I'm gonna have to add. Like, sorry, I had to add Nut Butt to my friends list. Can I see this motherfucker be on here? So at least I gotta find other people that are willing to play Monopoly. Okay. So he's just idle. So he added me back as a friend. I got a couple people like that. Listen, I'm just trying to find people that play Monopoly with. Let's see. No, not friends in games. Recently played with. What you need to tell me is what game I recently played with now. But you know what though? If it's been today and if it's been in the last 3 hours or so, 1 week ago. Shit, I played with other people. I've been playing 2K. What the fuck? Oh, maybe recently played. Okay, recently played with Monopoly Plus. All right, that would make sense. I have not been on here for about a week or so. So let's go add random people as friends, right? Yeah, I'm that person. Like, you know what? I'm gonna add you as a friend because I want people to play Monopoly with. I gotta be careful. To see my natural instincts, like, yo, add women. I gotta be careful about adding women on here because, one, I don't care about them so much, and two, they may not be sociable, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Alright. Okay, good. So I just added a bunch of people that I've played with. Now let's see. Friends in games. Woohoo! Alright. Good. So now when I'm getting ready to play Monopoly again now, I'll have all these people. Because I also have like about 2-3 other people that I have in here. Like I'm really that dude. Like I have friends for specific games. I don't know if anybody else does that shit. Cause like I also have friends of mine that like they game for real, and like he has all kinds of gamer friends. Like and I don't be me. Like I don't really be my shit. Hold on 1 second. How's my levels looking? All right, let's make sure the levels was good. The levels was good. See, look like I'm coming kind of hot over here, or I may be having a lull in my website feed. Now, okay, back into what we was talking about. We was talking about some of these trending topics. And we gonna let this shit loose in a second. Now, I don't know how, right? Because it's only a 2-hour show, right? And I probably should just be moving faster. And there's so much shit to talk about because I haven't even gotten into the NFL yet, right? And what is the NFL and what's supposed to be the draft for tomorrow. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it's been my disconnect with college sports. I'll be honest with you. It's been my disconnect with college sports that has left me not giving a fuck so much. Right? And I'll admit to you, I think I've recently just been able to fully unlock what is my Fire Stick to be able to, and not when I say I'm fully unlocked, I'm fully figuring out some of the stuff, some of the other features that I've had to be able to watch everything that I really want to watch. So when this year comes around, right, all I need to do is find out who's playing when. And what I'm going to end up having to doing, right, I'm going to end up having to set up alerts or some shit like that. For like, even through like ESPN or some shit like that. Just to send me at least the alerts for when games are going to start. When key games are about to take place. And at least when that happens, now I can at least add it to my calendar or whatever. Or now I can put myself in the search. But if I'm sitting there like, oh, what the fuck am I going to watch? I could be like, oh, bet. You know what I mean? Like, here goes somebody that right, here goes somebody. Let's see, invite to your party. No, I want to invite to my game. Right. Like, here's somebody, like, here goes a team that I need to pay attention to it, and that's when I'll be able to start finding the individuals that I really need to watch and be able. But right now, I don't know who's coming out. I don't honestly know who's coming out. I know concepts. You know, if that's something that's weird to say, right? I know concept, and I know of a few people. I know there's a DB at the top of that draft for the New York Jets, right? The New York Jets having 2 top 10 picks. I know that there's a DB at the top of that draft that they can get. That's a lights out. That is a lights out, bona fide first rounder defensive back. I also know there's a pass rusher that they can get as well too. That would definitely help. That would definitely help as well. And I also know that there's a wide receiver that they can utilize as well. So here goes my trifecta of concept, right? All I know is that the New York Jets, I want to say within their first 2 picks, right? And like I said, I'm not going to talk to everybody else in the draft. I'm not going to talk about who should go number 1, anything like that. No. I'm going to talk my Jets. If you want to talk your team, come talk your team with me. Whatever, we can do that. All right? I'm gonna talk my Jets. I know there's a couple of things that we definitely need, right? And I know that we definitely need help for our quarterback. And that quarterback needs to have a bona fide weapon. That quarterback is getting into that stage where if he doesn't find somebody, if you don't find somebody in the draft that he can start getting comfortable with and build chemistry with and start becoming dynamic with him, then you need to go out and find that dynamic weapon for him. We're getting very close to that, depending on who your quarterback is. And also, if you've identified your quarterback as your quarterback, then why are you pussyfoot around with him with mediocre talent? There's not a lot of Aaron Rodgers in the league. There's not a lot of Tom Brady's in the league. There's not a lot of Peyton Manning's in the league. There's not a lot of good quarterbacks that are going to make average wide receivers look good. That's what I mean. Right, there are some quarterbacks out there that really make average wide receivers look good, and then everybody else make average wide receivers look average. I think that's what we miss out on times, and because the organization wants that quarterback to be an elite quarterback, they surround them with average talent and want them to be elite. Well, no, and they are surprised when they're not elite. No, well, not everybody can do that. And stop being cheap. What you should continue to do is try to find a way to put the best talent around your team as possible, because all that matters is winning right now. So, like I said, there's a couple of things that I know with the Jets. I feel like this should be addressed within the first two, but definitely within those first 4 picks, there should be an expectation of some kind of combination of some sort. I want you to get one of those elite wide receivers to go out and get go out and help your quarterback. Whether that comes first or whether that comes in the first round or the second round, because you realize that, you know what, some of these guys, or just because you realize how deep the wide receiver position can be or is now almost every single draft, that hey, instead of wasting the first round pick and having to worry about signing one of these first round one of these wide receivers, one of these first round talent wide receivers to a contract later on down the line, maybe we go somewhere else. What is that somewhere else? Ultimately, you should be getting the best player on the board. But what is that somewhere else? So with the pick at 4, you're guaranteed to get yourself 1 out of 3 things. Or 1 out of 2 things. You can get yourself a badass defensive man, or you get a defensive player, or you get yourself a badass offensive player. I was thinking, defensive lineman, defensive man. Like, don't crucify me for that shit. I'll sit here all day. Y'all niggas is wildin'. Right? There's a defensive lineman or edge rusher that you can get. And there's also a cornerback that you can get. There's also highly talented and elite wide receivers that you can get. Now, my question is the pass rushing position and the defensive back position deep enough that you know that you can still get similar productivity from second round talent? See, these are now the questions that you have to be asking yourself as a Jets fan, right? Because you're wondering what's your team going to do. I'm presenting you with the thoughts your team is presented with. Are there other talents? And some of you guys, and listen, some of you guys are deep draft nerds, right? I nerd out on shit too, right? So I'm not, right? Some of you guys are deep draft nerds, so like every position. Okay, there's so many of this guys and so many of these guys within the first 3 rounds, first 4 rounds. You know what I mean? There's this, there's that. You guys have a pulse for that. Well, I'm giving you the question. I'm giving you the scenario. Are there other defensive backs and other edge rushers that are as talented as the guys that you can get within the top 10 of this draft? Now, I ask you about those guys individually because those guys have a better, if they hit, right? Or not even if they hit. Those 2 positions are a lot more likely to be re-signed than the wide receiver position. The wide receiver position is the lowest position to be re-signed with their team. Guys that are drafted with their team in the first round as wide receivers generally don't get re-signed with their team as wide receivers. They're usually able to find comparable talent for cheaper, and they send them along their way. Look at it. They're like running backs in that sense, which is what we've been warning you about. So, if this wide receiver pool is so deep, and we see this every single year, wide receiver pool, deep defensive back pool, where you don't need to get somebody in the first round and put yourself in that dilemma in the future to re-sign this first round talent. you've seen where you can get the similar productivity out of that second round talent and third round talent and fourth round talent. That's because normally the guys that you're looking at in the top 10 or in the top 2 rounds are usually guys that not only fit a particular skill set that you're looking for, right? And these are just boxes that you're trying to check off. And remember, so again, trying to fit people within a box, right? You have a certain box that you're trying to check off. They also fit certain bills that you're looking for. What's going on, Chill Will? Let's go ahead and properly introduce Chill Will in here as we doing our draft talk.
You drop takes, don't you? You drop takes, don't you? Sir, yes, sir! Well, if you're going to drop takes, you might as well go ahead and drop them exhibitiously.
This is for you.
Go ahead, Chill Will. Tell the people where they can find you at and what you do. Remind them one time.
Man,
it's been a while.
Willie, hey, Chill Will, a.k.a. Sweet Willie in the building for the ladies, you feel me? Talk that talk, walk that walk, baby. Hey, for real, it's your boy Chill Will _CLE, Charlie Lima Echo, baby. On the Instagram dial. That's the one I really fuck with at the moment, you know what I'm saying? You can hit me on Facebook at the EQ Experience too, though. You know, hit me up on Instagram for live bookings, or you just want to be entertained. Are you not entertained if you go to my channel? Hell, yeah, you're gonna be entertained. You're gonna see a bunch of people singing and acting a fool. But that's just my karaoke nights because I like that. You know, I like to put them out there to show how it's the fun. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
other than that, man, I DJ, I do all of that. Go ahead.
I said, no, I be seeing them. They be having fun. Like, they be out there forgetting out. Yo, because I also used to do karaoke, too, and I love me some karaoke. But you know when people are into karaoke, when they look like they're forgetting that anybody's around. They look like they singing in the bathroom kind of shit. Like, it look like some shit that they be doing in their living room when they drunk and shit, and the kid and everybody's fucking asleep, or like the wife and kids like went to the grocery store, and you be like, oh, I'm gonna clean up and play some music. That's what these motherfuckers be looking like. They be in it. And they come out too dressed, leopard suits, mink suits, looking like Clyde Frazier, looking like Mary J. Blige, like looking like they're being their Sunday's best. Yo, I'm telling you, they be G'd up to the T up. Yo, it's an experience though. Yo, go check it. If you're in the area, go check it out because from what I've seen, it's a fucking experience, and it's one of those. It looks like one of those barbershop experiences where you're going there and it's black culture and it's gonna put a smile on your face. And I see that from afar. My bad. I don't know if I ever told you that.
Come to you.
I don't know if I ever told you that, but I be seeing that shit.
Yeah, it's a ball, bro. And plus, I do everything from bars to corporate events, man. I just did I'm about to do a fashion show on Sunday.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, so I done did comedy shows. I done did all types of shit, bro. So it can be quite lucrative, but we can cover anything. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about it's really about the equipment, having fun, and just rocking out, man.
Oh, I meant to tell you too.
Just rocking out.
If you have like Mixcloud or anything like that, I will, and you have any like mixes that you've like pre-made and set up and shit like that, I will 100% play your mixes like before the podcast when I'm setting up in public and shit like that. Just let you know.
Oh shit, man. I ain't, man. To be honest, I ain't even did no mixes and shit. I got to get that shit together, but that's a good ass idea. You know what I'm saying? I could start doing that.
Yeah, like
I can do all that.
Yeah, my boy DJs.
I
got a couple boys that DJ down here, and that's what they use. And they use Mixcloud to send people like, and they be like, hey, wait a minute, like, oh, go check me out on Mixcloud. So I know a couple of them that's on there, like DJ Zog, DJ Scepter, DJ Rob, and I don't know what Diego's DJ name is. I don't know if his name is just DJ Diego or I gotta find out. He just started DJing this year, so I don't know what his DJ name is there. I don't know what the stage name is.
Shit, I mean, I can do that too. When I just kind of, I used to do when I was little, in like backyard shits, but yeah, I kind of, for the last couple of years, I was been DJing for like last couple of years. That shit, I should have been doing it though, because I was dibbling down in a lot of stuff, especially in music, because I sing a little bit too. So it be just how it be sometimes, bro. Like it's fun though. I can say it's fun. It's lucrative if you're doing the right thing. And man, if people like, it's a way to sell your likeness. Like if you're a person people generally like to have a service like a DJ, people fuck with you, even whether you good or bad. Like they just want your vibe. As long as you can play good music, you good, man. It's awesome. I tell people that, and they shit. Once you get good, man, you can start. Some dudes get flown out here and there, you know. And then the hometowns, man, you can make anything from $100, $300 an hour. Depending on how good you get, what kind of venue this is, what you bring to the table, man. It can come lucrative. You can pay like a damn lawyer.
Mm.
My homeboy, he been DJing for years. He don't come out for less than $800. You know, so like, god damn, man, you do 4 hours, $800.
Yeah,
That ain't bad. That ain't bad.
not bad at all. Shit.
Some of them do a couple of G's. Some of like they doing like do the comedy show. He probably charge about $2,500 to do a comedy show.
Well, like I said, I can see it because, like I said, I know DJ Zorg, and I know he travels to do his shit. Like, so he's one of them people that like. So I know 3D. I know about, well, there's 4 DJs I know well. 3 of them are local, so they only do a bunch of local shit. You know what I mean? Like Miami, West Palm Beach, Lake Worth, stuff like that. But DJ Zorg is the one dude that I know that travels, and like but he's the one that do like 1 week he's in New York, the next week he's in Vegas, the next week he's in Ohio, the next week he's in Cali, the next week, you know what I mean? Like he's one of those dudes that's actually everywhere. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's also one of them people like, yo, I because he has travel and also what is gonna be lodging and shit like that. He's probably one of them dudes too. Like he probably don't come out for less than 8 or a G, or he probably even more than that too.
Right. Well, man, but for real, if somebody pay me $2,000 for a weekend, they gonna give me a hotel. Why not?
Yeah. Or if they gonna pay me $2,000 period,
I mean,
even if you don't give me a hotel, I might listen. If it's in Atlanta, I'll fly out to you. Like I'll come to you, and you know what's funny too? But the thing about like. I'll drive out to you, or I'll fly out to you. I'll do whatever I need to do that first time, because also if there's that kind of person, once they also find out that I had to do all this stuff by myself, they're also probably going to be the kind of person like, oh damn, my bad. You know what? Next time I got your plane ticket, I'll make sure you got lodging when you come out here. Like, you know what I mean? They look at you like, oh no, I'm gonna make this shit a little bit more convenient. I wasn't even they may not even be thinking about that.
And that's the stuff that you gotta. That's how people get ahead, man. You just. It makes sense. It makes sense, bro. What you just said makes sense. A lot of people not willing to do shit like that. Like when I first started DJing, bro, I literally wasn't making shit. I was just helping the homies. Like I was just helping.
It's something I used to tell.
Like, damn.
So I used to tell my ex-girlfriend, when it comes to your dream, you don't pump fake on your dream. You do your dream for free. You do your dream. You do your dream in rain, sleet, snow or hail. You do your dream in the worst conditions ever. You do your dream in conditions you would never do for an employer.
Yeah, and then now if you gotta go up to the ranks, you gotta be a boss or a manager. It don't even feel. I mean, you just it's not stressful. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Or if you got your own business, it's not stressful. I mean, it can be stressful, but it ain't that kind of stressful. Like, damn, this is just what comes along with it. You understand it. You comfortable with it. You know how to get out of it. You know how to correct it. Because you're in the field that you want to be in. But when you into some other different, like that, motherfuckers control you, like the government sector, bro, that shit, I'll never be a real manager. Like, I might be an analyst, but I'm not going to be no manager in the fucking private sector, bro. Yeah, no more. Or the government sector, man. That shit bogus. Like, I'm just here to make some money, as much money I can get. You know, maybe a GS13 level type shit, but other than that, man, I ain't trying to be nobody's boss. Or if I am, I want to be doing what I want to do. My own shit, you know? So, yeah. I tell my daughter that all the time, like, listen, that's how she gonna be successful, because I know, hey, you come live with me and work wherever you want to. Daddy got you.
But that's
If
remind
you
me.
smart, it don't take nothing but it don't take no long time to get good at something if you smart and if you dedicate.
Listen.
It take for me, it just started bro. It took me no time to really get to kind of really like get my feet wet. Now I'm on my own doing certain shit. You know, it's like damn, like it didn't take me no time. You know what I mean? I didn't even know how good I could be as quick as I could be because I just thought it was a long ass process to some degree. Like not just to get gigs, maybe to become better with just the technicalities of DJing, like all the scratching and mixing and all that shit. But if you love it, it's like a video game, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like you just like a video game. You just fall into it and you just practice. You're gonna get better at it. Period. Like it ain't that bad at all. It's fun. It becomes fun, especially rocking a party, man. Ain't nothing like dropping a song and motherfuckers going crazy. Ain't nothing like that.
Okay.
I'm telling you, man. Drop that, like cut, hip draw, just fade one, that slight pause, boom, then just dropping that one track, like motherfuckers go crazy. See, you just watch, you just back watching, like that shit is addictive too, bro. That shit is addictive.
Like, I just turn these motherfuckers up.
Almost every, yep. And it's always funny because I start off real slow. They're like, who the fuck is this? What is he playing? You know what I'm saying? It's like chill out right now. And then you just drop. Oh, okay, he ain't as bad as I thought. What's your number? What's your card? That's the best compliment you can get as a DJ. What's your card? Give me your card. You know what I'm saying? What's your Instagram? You know, people start asking for your card, you know you did something right.
Yeah.
But it can be stressful too. Motherfuckers be like,
hey, play
want,
this song like 15 times. We
yeah,
come to you.
yeah. Like I played this twice already tonight, baby girl. Goddamn.
Like play ba.
Especially like line dancing. They want line dances. Oh yeah, that's the worst. When you like, they want like, bro, this ain't this type of time. I can't play. Or I might play like a half of a song. I kind of fade it out. And you know what I'm saying? I try to, cause those people, they showing love too at the same time. But that'd be the worst, man. I was at a dinner, and the coordinator, it's a birthday dinner. She had a coordinator for a birthday dinner, bro. This shit was ridiculous. That's ridiculous in itself. But it's politicians. There's pastors. It's all like, you know what I'm saying? And she told me this before. Like she told me, like, listen. You gotta be cool for a minute till it get late. But these motherfuckers wasn't going home. They was kicking it. It was 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. They was still there. She ready to turn up. I'm like, listen, you ain't the one paying me. So I'm not about to do nothing other than what she told me to do.
He was like, listen, you guys said 8 to 11. I'm here for 8 to 11. I don't care if after 11 o'clock is when all the bosses go home, y'all continue partying until the cocaine comes out. If y'all want to hire me for when the cocaine comes out, give me some of that cocaine money.
But I'm just saying, like, you also hired me to do a job. You told me before this is what you want to do. That's why I'm sticking to it. So they came over and they went and got her because I wouldn't turn it up. She went and got her. I played a couple songs just to kind of feel out the crowd. And her husband came over. The person that her birthday was, her husband came up and said, bro, let me tell you something. He said the same thing she said earlier that week. There's a lot of politicians, there's a lot of people, older people, and like, we ain't ready to turn up yet. I was like, oh, well, talk to your wedding coordinator because she been on my ass. I told her that, but y'all paying me. So I'm glad you could go over there and correct her because I've been arguing with her the whole night. She don't like the music because it's too slow or whatever. I don't give a damn about that. These people, this ain't their party. So he got it together though. But that'd be the hard part, man. People putting your name out there like it's shitty when you got a directive. You know what I mean? You got a directive, they don't like the music. They think you're a shitty DJ, but this is what I've been told to play.
Right.
You know this is type.
Like, I was told to keep it a certain level, you know what I mean? Or keep it in a certain genre, a certain, vibe.
Right.
Like they were like, hey, I want elevator music today.
No
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right. They may want jazz. Sometimes that'd be the main part with black folks. It'd be jazz music and that soft jazz type dinner music for an hour. They ain't about to fall. They're like, I can't take this shit no more.
Can you play something? And so that's when I kind of start. When they start complaining on purpose, what I start doing, I throw a little baby face in every other song, like a little baby face with some Kim. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that's jazzy. Anita Baker, that's jazzy, but it's got, you know, it might be their shit. You know what I mean? So that's how you kind of ramp it up. And then after a while, I just be playing it back to back. You know, these little Tevin Campbell, Can We Talk is always a crowd favorite. Just one of the Can We Talk is a crowd favorite. No matter where you go, you play Can We Talk at a party. Even if you turn off the fast music and put that shit on in the middle of the club, and you put that shit about to go crazy. And young to old, Can We Talk is like, that shit is, people love that song. But yeah, so just had to finesse their ass, bro. And that's the hardest part of the job, when you get 2 or 3 people in your ear telling you a bunch of different shit. But like this little runway show I'm about to do is, I got a set lineup. They tell me what to do. If they don't like it, then that's on them, because you gave me the music, bitch. You gave me the music. It's on you. But even then, man, I do the up lights, the stage lights, bro. I bring in anything. You got, you know, smoke and cloud shits. They gotta be able to pay. Some people don't want to pay for that. And I told them, like, listen, it's your first fashion show. I'll make that shit. Give me a dry run. I have you walking through smoke, clouds, lights, cameras, action.
Basically, you're trying to make it to the point where I'm about to be your DJ for all your fashion shows, and you're gonna up that price.
Yep. And really, the price is nominal for this, because it's my homegirl. But shit, man, oh man, bro. Tell me, that costs. That stuff costs, man. But it's so easy though. You ain't even got, like, I ain't never been to one of the show. That goes beyond DJing too. That's kind of like a production, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's beyond DJing. Like when you start setting up lights and
that's event setup and shit like that.
Yeah, that's just, right, exactly. And so that shit fun though, bro. I'm telling you, man, to make something come to life, you know, to be the, and you are that guy. Like if something fuck up, it's your fault. But if something go right, it's your fault.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like being an all-star, like that guy on the team. Like you get blamed for the losses and the wins. And so, all right, man, we had a wedding that week. We didn't fuck up, but somebody else did. And it didn't matter. It was still our fault. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy, but that's why I know I try to come as prepared as I can be, professional as I can be, and typically it go well. You know what I'm saying? Because even when the hiccups come along, people don't be knowing shit.
Yeah.
Even when you DJing, you can fuck around and do something fucked up. People don't even. I mean,
Like you,
another DJ or somebody. Yeah.
That's actually funny. You're actually right about that. When it comes to professional shit, and that's not even just like with music and DJing. A lot of people don't realize what your fuck ups are if they don't know the business or not. Like unless you point it out to them that, oh, this was a fuck up. Like if you just do whatever you do normally, they'll just think that's that's how the process is.
Right, exactly. But when you fuck around and do something, when you stop, or you just get down on yourself, or you just, you know what I'm saying, they ain't even, you know, especially like singing, like you miss a verse or something, or you miss a line, just keep going like that shit was supposed to be there. And so, you know, other people won't even fucking know half the time. Not the people at the fucking voice may know, you know, you fucked up your line. You're like, yeah. Somebody like that judging you. But for the most part, if it ain't that situation, motherfuckers don't be caring. Shit, man.
So before that happened, right? I was actually, before you popped on, I was actually talking a little bit of football, right? And I was talking a little bit of draft talk, and I was going with a couple of things that I kind of just wanted to happen, or a couple of concepts that I was playing out and considering for my team. Now, even before that, right, there's another topic that came up, right, and I wanted to readdress that while you were here. So I was on the old Twitter machine earlier today. I don't know if you heard this or not, right? If you was here for this portion of the podcast, I was on the old Twitter machine today, and I was looking up trending topics, right? I always search trending topics, right? What's trending now, stuff like that. Do you know what was trending today? Chiro? Alright. So, what was trending today, Chill Will, was Brittany Griner. She was finally trending today. Where hundreds, and I only got to like hundreds of people, right, were concerned and wondering about when is she gonna get freed finally. And really that became a story because I don't know if you heard that the United States and Russia finally became to an agreement to exchange prisoners, and who they brought home was a service member that had been a POW for the last 3 years by the name of Trevor Reed, and they brought him home. And by bringing him home and making that announcement, it caused an uproar in the world and also in the sports world, right? And I don't want to say an uproar, but it caused a wave, if anything, in the world and in the sports world, where they was like, okay, you got this person home, well, what about Brittany Griner? She's been locked, and she's been there for about like 2 months now. And then I was like, you guys realize that they said they brought home somebody that was 3 years that was actually fighting for your freedom, right? But that's actually how the recognition and the spotlight got shown on Brittany Griner over the last 24 hours. So just let you know. Just want to get you up to date, because I know how much you love yourself some Brittany Griner, and you like to be updated with any news I can find about her. Right. So let's get back to a couple more. Right. Let's get back to. I'll double back on the trending topics possibly later. We'll also probably talk about the rest of these games. But back to what we was talking about with the Jets, right? Like I said, there's not a lot of options that's not a lot of things I know about this draft, right? And one of the things that I am curious though about is that can you get a Hall of Fame or an effective, right, for almost first round kind of talent edge rusher or cornerback in the second round? And if you can't, then, or let me also add this, or can you get a top tier wide receiver, Hall of Fame, first round talent kind of wide receiver early in the second round? Because that's what's going to determine to me on how I feel the Jets should go. Because there's a weird part of me that wants them to go double defense. I don't like. I know the Jets, and I know there's a lot of mock drafts talking about that. With the fourth pick, that the New York Jets will probably end up picking up Sauce Gardner, right? But then there's also Jermaine Johnson, the edge rusher, right? But then there is also Thibodeau out there as well. But also, we all know that the New York Jets need to help out their quarterback. But based off of how that quarterback position, right, or wide receiver position has been playing out as of late, can you wait to the second round and still get the comparable talent that you're looking for? Because the way I look at it, right, if you can rush, and I think this is needed. I think this may need to be addressed more than I think the cornerback needs to be addressed. I think they need the edge rusher more. So if the choices are Sauce Gardner at 4 versus Jermaine Johnson, I may go Jermaine Johnson. And to be honest with you, if there's still after that a top tier cornerback to get at the top of the at the top of the draft, because listen, I like the cornerback, right? I like Sauce, but I want somebody to put pressure on the quarterback. I want somebody to rush the quarterback. I want somebody to make the quarterback hurry up. A great cornerback isn't doing that. A great cornerback may give them more time, may give more time for a line to get to them. But if I don't have the comparable talent to get to the cornerback to get to the quarterback to begin with, well, I just have somebody on the island trying to guard over there trying to guard somebody 1-on-1 for 7 seconds. And by that time, anybody could get open. So it brings me back to the edge rusher. If I'm the Jets, I may go edge rusher first. And then with 10, I guess you get best available talent. But if that best available talent after that is cornerback, go cornerback. Play, and then also don't get too cute. Do a couple of things, right? Play to the strength. Pick to the strength of the draft, the strength of your needs, but also the strength of your coach. Right? Get plays that your coach can definitely utilize and know how to use, and that may be on the defensive end more than the offensive end, just a little bit. So if you can fully shore up one side of the ball, why not? And if you can find a way to get the guy that forces the quarterback to rush, but also now in the first round, get somebody that, hey, when that quarterback is rushed, I can take advantage of overthrown balls, underthrown balls, 50-50 balls, things like that, and still find that guy. Yeah, get him. Because if this draft is so deep, as they say, that you can get wide receivers everywhere, then why reach? Why reach for a position that has the lowest re-sign rate out of all the first round positions? Why reach? You've heard this if you play basketball before. You reach, I teach. And we've seen this mistake happen too many times when it comes to these organizations reaching. And then you get that, and you reach for that first round wide receiver, and then next thing you know, there's guys in the third round, fourth round, and fifth round that has been just as comparable. If it's that deep. And I'm saying this specifically in the draft where they talk about how deep it is and its deepness and its depth. When they're that deep, why reach? Especially when you can fully reassure your defense. You can fully lock up that defensive line. You can fully lock up that cornerback position. If you can do both of those in those first 10 picks, then oh my God, Jess, that's where you go. You don't play around with it. You don't hesitate. Like you don't give in to the temptations of all of these wide receivers. No. You do the right thing. And then listen. And then if you want to, right? If you want to, because you went double down on defense in the first round, then guess what you do in the second round? Get 2 fucking wide receivers. If that's the case, double down on the wide receivers then. So like I said, I may not know who I want the Jets to get, right? But I know how I want this scenario to play out. And how I would like the scenario to play out is edge rusher and cornerback first round. Maybe 2 edge rushers in the first round. But you can't have too many. But cornerback, edge rusher first round. Second round, we have all this depth at wide receivers. Guess what? Get 2 of them. Get both of them right there. Because you know what? You know what you forever did? You forever done now? You forever tied them to each other. They're very close picks. You've tied them to each other. You've now built in a competition with 2 guys that should be good. And they've already been competing already, right, with each other on the field, through this draft process, through the combine. And now you get them on the same corner. And listen, if they work out to be 1 and 2 or 1 on or your number 1 and your number 3 or your number 2 and your number 3. If it's number 2 and your number 3, you may be a little upset. But if it's your 1 and your 2 or your 1 or they turn out to be your 1 and your 3, then you're not taking that. You're not a little excited, not a little happy that you found your 1 and a backup. But ultimately, they're consistently and always pushing each other. You tell me that's not something that you would go for? So Jets fans, like so Jets fans, I guess ultimately what I'm saying is that I probably don't want a wide receiver in the first round. Out of anything else, I don't want in the first round. I don't want a wide receiver. If you have 2 top 10 picks, then let's reassure that defense. You have 2 second-round picks that are high second-round picks that are just like having 2 late first-round picks. Go get your 2 wide receivers then, and I mean it. Like, double down on defense in your first round, but then double down on defense double down on offense in your second round. Like, do that shit. And I think that would be the winning formula to the Jets maximizing their first 4 picks in the draft, or really just their first 2 rounds in the draft. They have 4 picks in the first 2 rounds. Anything less than that or anything more than that, and it just may anything different than that, I should say, and it just may be them overreaching or misevaluating their talent. And I think more than anything else, it's probably going to be the cause of an overreach. Wide receivers, like running backs, belong to be gotten in the second round. And if you feel like you need them in the first round, then you get them high in the second round then. This is where you now have that opportunity, Jets fans. You can get them high in the second round. And it not be a problem. It not be looked at awkwardly. It not be overanalyzed. What will be overanalyzed and what will be the head scratcher is when you reach for that wide receiver in the first round. Now, we understand if you identify a certain talent that you're supposed to go up and get it, but no, not wide receivers. Because the Jets are not going to be any different than any other team or the majority of teams out there. You're not going to want to re-sign that guy as your number one, as your first round talent. Too many of those guys go to different teams. Too many of those guys wind up with alternative organizations. I don't know if you guys are seeing the monopoly right now. It looks like somebody just went bankrupt, and what they're doing is that they sent all of their property for auction. See, they're a lot, I don't want to say nicer than me, but people are a lot more meaner or more patient than I am, because I'm not putting all my stuff for auction if you bankrupt me. If I don't feel like playing anymore, whoever's property I just landed on that I'm forcing to pay you, I'm gonna just bankrupt myself on your property and give you all my shit. But also, I do appreciate like a nice little auction though, because then you may just help that other individual just get way too close to their monopoly, and anybody got time for that? Because the way this game goes, right? The first person to gain 1 monopoly wins. Be honest with you. The first person to gain 1 monopoly is truly the winner. Did I land on his railroad? Fuck, he got all 4 of them too. Shit. Damn it, I barely have enough money for that shit. And that bitch only had $24 left. Now they got $224, and I only got $47 left. Ooh. I gotta get some money back, especially before this motherfucker gets back around and gets close to one of my properties and try to buy that shit. You going to jail? That bitch going to jail? Take your bitch ass to jail. Good. Stay away from my property. Nobody better lay a finger on my butterfinger. All right, folks, we about to get ready to take our second break of the evening, folks. And what we also do here is that we switch over the feed on Podbean, because the first Podbean feed is going to go ahead and drop pretty soon. So that allows us time to go ahead and switch that over for you guys. So for the Podbean individuals, we're going to look. Oh, we've already lost you. Everybody else, you will be hearing a commercial. Thank you for your service.
They didn't join this team to win championships or become famous. They joined because there is important work to be done, and only some able to do it. They are brighter, better educated, led, and equipped than any team in history. They are doctors, lawyers, engineers, technologists, and combat troops, all prepared for whatever comes their way. You'll find them where the lights don't flash, and the only contract they sign is with themselves and their country. One day, they may be asked what they did to make a difference in this world, and they can respond, "I became a soldier."
Alright, damn it. I am really gonna have. Welcome back to my sports podcast. I'm seeing you also on the calendar, Mateo. Thank you guys for listening. Yeah, I am going to need to mortgage off some companies before I go around this corner, because I may go around this corner, right, and I may land on my shit, and I need to make sure I have the necessary funds. It's only $275 to get this motherfucker. I own the waterworks? Oh, what to say? That bitch cost $400 though. Yeah. Okay. Shit. Dilemmas. Okay. Let's do this. Alright. Sorry folks. I'm over here mortgaging off property because I'm preparing for a go around to possibly get Broadwalk. And if I don't have enough money to get Broadwalk, I'm gonna be highly pissed off. So kind of just mortgaged off everything that I had just for the chance to possibly get Broadwalk, which may be false and may not, because I also could have gotten to a point where possibly somebody may have landed on my property and given me some money for it. But I had to prepare for what's coming up. I had to prepare what's coming up. That's like how the Jets are preparing for what's coming up tomorrow, and I guarantee that they're currently in their war room. And all of the scenarios that we just ran through here with you guys are also probably a lot of the scenario, or probably the same exact scenarios that everybody's in jail but me. That's some bullshit. Okay. I mean, I can't buy no property. Wait, did the dude just got out of jail? That's funny. The dude that just got out of jail landed on community chest and went back to jail. Man, get the fuck out of here. I ain't giving you shit, Playboy. I ain't giving you shit, Playboy. No. How much money you got? And you ain't want to give me no money in there? No, fuck you. You ain't want that shit enough. Like if you weren't willing to give me $296 with that shit and leave yourself with $100, then you ain't want that shit. I'm not leaving you with money to put a house on monopolized property. If you want that monopolized property, then I need to be financially secure that when you put a house on that motherfucker, I can pay you back easily with the money you just gave me. I don't know what these people be thinking. Nikolai Jokic already. 14 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists. Actually, so what? So I must have put this shit into fruition. So while the person that did just get out of jail went to jail, the other motherfucker we were playing with now did just go to jail. So yes, I am the only motherfucker on the board now. I'm the only motherfucker out there that can buy property. I'm a motherfucker that can pay a price for landing on property. Let's hope all the actions I did to try to get Broadwalk pays off. Because if not, then I just mortgaged all my property for nothing. But then also, I mortgaged all my property and they're all in jail. So there's no property for them to land on anyway. So I'm not going to make any money off of that anyway right now while they're in jail. And I get opportunity to go ahead and land on Broadwalk or the Pass Go. And also to possibly get my Roach Motels in Mediterranean or Baltic. I love getting that area. I love getting that first row right after Go. Because I like taking people's money right after they pass Go. Damn it. I think I fell short a little bit. I just got 8. Where am I landing at? I'm landing at Chance. And it's not going to tell me to go up 3 spaces. Advance to Broadwalk though. Oh shit! Yo boy! House! Yo, I'm sorry. I could not have played that off any better. I could not have prepared for that any better. I literally had no money. I had like $40-something to my name. I mortgaged off all the properties that I had. I had 2 of the light blues, one of the purples, one of the reds, you know what I mean? And I had one of the greens, and I mortgaged all that shit off because I knew I was coming around to Broadwalk. I already owned Park Place. So I was like, let's see if I can catch this motherfucker. No fucking doubt. I land on Chance, and I'm like, yo, there goes my opportunity on this go round. I'm like, Chance don't have no cards out there that's gonna move you up 3 spaces. They'll move you back 3 spaces, but they don't move you up. But it was the move to Broadwalk, and I monopolized my property, and I got the first and only monopoly on the board. Like Kevin Hart said in his one comedy, it's about to go down. Come out of my property, you stupid bitch. You big forehead bitch. I just got out of jail, bitch. I'm driving a car, bitch. I'm using the kitty cat, bitch. Using the top hat, bitch. All right. Let's continue. Let's continue to march forward, right? And let's move from football and draft talk. 'Cause that's really all we really have. But I do agree with you, Chill. But like maybe next year, like I'll have to program it into my brain that okay, we're gonna have to do some kind of weird like self mock draft shit where we go around and because also while also looking today as well, I saw that they have sites too, right, where you can actually make the draft picks and it'll take the people off the board for you. So you even have to try to keep that shit in memory, and you could kind of look at okay, what strengths do my team? You could have on one screen what strengths does this team need or whatever, you know what I mean? And then on another screen you could be looking at, if you haven't done that research already, you could be who's this, and we go and try to get some of those out. But I saw that like I sees that. Now, what we've also saws and sees lately, right, are teams continuously to not make the cut. Teams continuously to, say in a better word, they become the villain in an Arrow saga, basically.
You have failed this city.
Do I want to buy this? It's up for... Oh no, it's not up for buy. I own it. Okay. let's do something here real quick. Let's take some of this property out of. First, it's gonna be you. Then it's gonna be you. Let's take those two out first. Leave myself with $100 for some odd reason. I probably should have just put one thing on that, cause automatically that would have got me back $200. Should have just, you know what? I am tripping. Damn it, I am tripping. I should put that back on in mortgage. They're coming around this way anyway eventually. My bad. Yep, let's mortgage that. Sorry, folks. I told you I was playing Monopoly while we was doing this. Alrighty. So let's continue. So there's two. So there's another team that has joined the prestigious club of Archer Villains, and let's go ahead and play their little.
But they are who we thought they were.
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt! You make me sick, you big baby! Baby want a bottle? A big dirt bottle?
Failed this city! You have failed this city! You have failed this city!
You know what? As I was looking at this, I probably could have kept it the way I had it.
You have failed this city!
Yeah, I probably could have kept it the way I had it. What time is it? Yeah, I could have kept it the way I had it. And honestly, because I would have made $100 if they would have landed on it anyway, even though $200 is better. And then I still would have had my properties when they came back right around the other direction. Damn, these motherfuckers, yo, I got all this property out here, and these motherfuckers stay going to jail. It's like they're either setting me up to have to continuously pay them, or they're setting me up to just to buy all the properties that I need. Either way, I'm going to win this round, damn it. And you guys are going to witness it. Maybe. We'll see. So the most recent team to have failed this city actually has been the Chicago Bulls. As the Chicago Bulls recently just lost to the Milwaukee Bucks. But even before then, joining the Brooklyn Nets, right? Happens to be, what are you trying to give me? Okay, I see you coming up with some money. If it's not half your dough, it's gonna be it's $200 you want to give me for a chance to monopolize a property. You want to give me $200 for a chance to monopolize a property. While that does tell me that you are willing to give up what it takes to get this property, I don't want to give you a monopoly. Fuck that. I am the monopolized gatekeeper. You have to work hard for your monopoly like I did. I'm not gonna let you buy that shit off of me. Either put three together or bankrupt my ass. What's left out there? The Roach Motels are left out there to get. And you can still get all the yellows. Save your money for the yellows. You're coming back around, okay? Go do that, pimpin'. Now, so as we said, like the Brooklyn Nets were the first team to be eliminated from the playoffs, which is fucking ridiculous. That a team with all those stars and all that talent was the first team to be eliminated and also swept at that, right? And even more so is that Kyrie also admits that basically that he was the reason why they lost. He, in a weird way, he did, because he kind of said like, listen, if we had played more together, maybe we would, like those guys played more. Those guys played more has played longer together, and if we would have played more together, maybe we would have had the cohesiveness to be able to win these games and this, that, and the third. Well, the only reason you guys haven't played more together is because you weren't vaccinated and you chose not to be vaccinated. So, okay, we get it. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. What do I have left to mortgage? No. I just put a house there. Fuck. That's what houses are for, right? To be destroyed? Alright, let's give this motherfucker his tartar sauce. Some bullshit. You
Is
just
that
wait.
his fault?
What's that? What you said, you will? Oh, I didn't hear you. What up? I didn't hear what you said, you will. We'll come back. Damn it, you're breaking up. Say that again.
Man, you can't hear me? I said, is that his fault? Is that Kyrie's fault?
Is it his fault that he didn't get vaccinated? I mean, he chose not to get vaccinated, but he admitted all the blame. He basically admitted to the fact that, you know what, if we would have played more together. He also admitted that, listen, that even though that he ended up being a bigger distraction that he intended and other stuff like that. So he kind of came out there and took blame for them. Like, in a weird way, he stood up there and he took blame for them not winning. That was as much accountability as accountability could be. But then also right after that, because that doesn't get focused on. What gets focused on is that fact that after that he also said that, well, Kevin and I are gonna sit down we're gonna sit down and we're gonna try to be intentional on the direction that we want to go on this team and start putting this team together. And also start getting our shit together from early in the off season so that we can get the continuity. You know what I mean? Like, he basically spoke more from the owner and management standpoint of the team than the player standpoint of the team. And that's the portion of his latest thing that kind of gets focused on. But
was it his fault that they traded away Dinwiddie, LeVert, and Jared Allen to get James Harden?
Yeah. They were the orchestrators of everything. They called and approved
Kyrie
all.
Didn't want,
they called and
Kyrie
approved.
did not want Harden, bro.
They called and approved all shots.
Kyrie did not want Harden.
He may not have wanted Harden, but that still doesn't stop him from not playing. So whether they had Harden or not, he still wasn't there to play for his team, and that still would have been the issue. Would have been part-time Kyrie, PTKI. So I understand he may not have wanted Harden. I get that, but his actions wouldn't have changed whether Harden was there or not. If it was Spencer Dinwiddie there, then it would have been even more. It would have been even more visual that he wasn't there, or more noticeable. Only thing about the difference between Dinwiddie and James Harden is that when Kyrie Irving wasn't there, Dinwiddie would have been ecstatic to take on that role. And he would have been that guy to easily drop in 30, 40 points every night if he had to. And he would have played every single game, and then he actually wouldn't care so much about Kyrie Irving not being there. Like, he would have been like, you know what, this is just the role that I'm in.
Okay, so now this is what I'm saying to you. So that's not his fault though. He didn't want Harden. Durant wanted Harden, number one. He fought not to get Harden, but when he was hurt, he was gone. They made a decision to say, fuck Kyrie. We don't even know he's going to be here, so we're going to have to go get Harden anyway. Kyrie was like, you know what? But just going, he probably did approve it. Like, we know what? If I'm not going to be there because of this, you might need some help. So I ain't going to be selfish. Go ahead. I don't even think he had a say, to be honest. But at any rate, you get this dude and you give up a whole team. Kyrie's point was, don't give up a whole team. Don't give him the whole team just for Harden. We gave up Karis LeVert, Dinwiddie, and Jared Allen. Jared Allen made the All-Star game this year. Almost one improved player, you know what I'm saying? Karis LeVert, he bought out for the Cavs.
Dinwiddie just helped Dallas win a playoff game the other day.
And I'm saying, think about if you had those three players with Durant and Kyrie.
Listen, I know about that. Those three players with.
So that ain't Kyrie's fault. So that my point is that ain't Kyrie can take all the blame he want. He doing what he should as a professional and taking the blame. He doing what he should, but the blame is not on Kyrie. Number one, that rap is there. If you want to be the man, you got to be the man. Period. What you need to do, the rap, is you need to go and lift a fucking weight. Lift something more than 145 pounds and put it on your chest. That's what you need to do, because them niggas bullied you.
They really
slapped
did.
They slapped you around like a bitch.
They really did pump the shit out of him.
You was tired. Kyrie on Ramadan and shit. You gonna blame the motherfucker that came and drink water on this nigga? He's still thirsty to this day. He's still drinking goddamn water. Yeah, got a water bottle right now. This motherfucker thirsty as hell out there running around. Dehydrated to the motherfucker. Talking about, come on, hit the game winner. Goddamn it, I want something to eat and drink. They not even checking his ass because he's about to dehydrate. That nigga need IV. They ain't not thinking about him. So they double Durant. Can you double Kobe? Can you double Jordan? Can you double LeBron? You know what I'm saying? You want to be in that light. Can you do that?
No, but we definitely learned. We definitely learned this playoffs, right? That Kevin Durant definitely ain't no LeBron James, and Kyrie Irving.
He's not the best player in the world, like people were saying he was,
or trying to make him out to be, or
Giannis
whatever.
is. Giannis the best player in the world. Giannis couldn't even shoot 2 years ago. Guess what he's doing now?
Shooting.
He
Listen,
can shoot free throws.
when people say,
That's what he's doing now. Better than LeBron.
listen, when people say
And he's playing defense. So hold on, tell you. He playing what? Defense. So now he's a two-way player. You done make the most athletic player in the game a two-way player. How's Durant the best player? He already won a ring. He hasn't won a ring by himself on his own team.
I know that.
Not in the bubble. Not in the bubble, though. What Durant ain't never did. What Durant did is lose 3-1 lead when he was up 20 points with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter of Game 7. That's what Durant did. That's his claim to fame. Giannis won one ring. Now, how you can? That dude he was a role player. And they gave me flat when he was winning. I said, this dude's a role player. He ain't that guy. Curry's that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why he got his heart in his chest is because he would have. It's like the dude you see by himself. He be acting like he cool with you and shit. But then when he get around his boys, he trying to beef with you. You know what I'm saying? He like, oh, you know what I'm saying? When you see him by himself, oh man, I ain't know that shit, man. What's up? That. But then when he be with his homies and shit, he be all live and shit. That's Durant. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got my homies behind me. You know what I'm saying? You know you don't like this. Y'all beefing at the court. He get with the court with his homies, he cool. But when he by himself, he catch him at the court by himself. Oh man, what's up, man? Fake ass. Oh, you just want to get your ass whooped. You see me one-on-one. That's Durant. He's soft. He's soft. Ben Simmons, he's soft. These dudes are soft. He don't lift weights. How you gonna be real if you don't even lift weights? Nigga, you don't even lift weights. You can't throw hands. You don't lift weights. I don't care how good your hands is. I don't care how good your hands is. If I can grab you and break you in half, your shit don't matter. If I can take them, bing, I'm about to grab you and boom your ass and murder you at that point. Maim you. You ain't even no grown man. You 30 years old. Can't even lift over 200 pounds. That's embarrassing. Look at his chest, bro. Look like a corpse. Shit, bro. He ain't the guy. And he's not that he ain't good. He just ain't that guy. You know, that's all it is to it. Until he got to learn like everybody else. He got to learn like Kobe did, Jordan did, even LeBron. Although LeBron did his way, he had to learn. You got to do it by being ahead of and he might not ever do it because he don't see he got the heart. All that energy he had in Golden State, he had no of that energy. When you get to Golden State, he started talking shit. He never talked shit. Got to Golden State, start talking shit. Wow. Now he back to being quiet as a motherfucker.
or tweeting and shit. You saw. And Kyrie, he just a robber. Kyrie know he a robber. He ain't that guy. He started already. He gave up on that. How you think he got Durant? We looking for Durant for his leadership. Don't blame Kyrie. He's sticking to his guns.
And you also saw when Harden or any other ball handlers on the court, he's like, nah, you take point guard role. Like, I'm just out here to put up buckets, B.
What happened when you gotta play defense the whole game? Not just on LeBron in the fourth quarter. We got Draymond behind you. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to play defense then.
Shit. Not only that,
been playing the whole game.
You know what? Not in the whole game. So look how they looked once they had once the guy Kyrie looked when he finally had to start playing consistent games, right? Because no, but not this Ramadan, but like because remember like for a good portion of this year, right? I shouldn't say a good portion, for at least the good like second half of the season, right? Second like the last third of the season, there was a lot of talk that Kyrie should be MVP. Like there was, and it may not have been. Now obviously, you didn't hear it like on television and shit like that. But this is what the people were saying. Like this is what people were saying, and that's because they were looking on how productive and what kind of numbers Kyrie was putting up, like when he was playing. And the whole entire time I was thinking to myself, like, but he's playing once a week. He's playing once every 3 days, once every 4 days. Like anybody could come out during that time and be like, okay. I can go out and I can ball now, you know what I mean? Or I can give you my all and show you everything that I can do. I can basically, when everybody else is playing, like this is game 8, like they're trying to play for an 82 game season, I can play, this is game 7 of a series, and go all out because I haven't played in a whole week. And then you also, and then the next pattern you saw was when he did come back and they allowed him to be a part-time player, and it was him and Kevin Durant. They never both went off for like 40 on a given night. It was basically, okay, if Kyrie's putting up 40, Kevin Durant's putting up 18, 20. If Kevin Durant's putting up 40, Kyrie Irving, he's stepping back and he's only putting up 18, 20. Like, they never both went out.
They did a couple nights. They did a couple nights. It was a couple nights where when Kyrie hit the one big game, he had like 35 or something. Kyrie had a couple big games, remember, at the end.
Yeah, but
had like 30 something.
Yeah, but for the most part, they were both like kind of like they were taking turns and let the other one go off. Well, and I'll rest this game.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and then you go off and I can rest this game. Like once they find, and then like towards the end when they had to, they both were trying to go off. And even like these playoff games, they're like, but their rhythm was always kind of irky jerky. And listen, they went home. These are one of those scenarios where they always tell you that you can have talent, but if you're not a team, then that team can beat your talent. And you had a talented team in Boston. Like that's one thing that you definitely had, because that Boston team, they've been through the crucibles. Like, and that's the only thing I don't like too is they keep trying to compare the Boston team that LeBron beat to the Boston team that just beat Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant probably would have beat that same Boston team. You know what I mean? Back in those days.
Hold on. Talking about Ray and hell no.
No, the early Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they wasn't ready.
Exactly.
They're a couple years late, but they're ready now.
Exactly.
They're a couple years late. Whatever happened between him and Jalen, something happened. They weren't on the same page, but they buried that hatchet mid-season.
Well, ended up happening. Marcus Smart called him out earlier this season. Marcus Smart called him out in the media earlier this season.
Was that what happened?
Yup. So it was a weird thing. So it was a weird thing where you had the new coach in there, Udoka or whatever his name is, right? I'm fucking up. I may fuck up his name, but
he got a hell of a name.
Yeah, but he came in there.
That's not his born name.
And he was trying to.
That's not his name. His mama gave him.
I think it is though. He could be African, like. But he was in there trying to build a whole new system, right? This new system, it sounds like Marcus Smart already bought into. This system was built around defense first. So it sounded like Marcus Smart already built into it. And when he called them out, he was like, listen, man, these guys ain't playing their roles properly. Like, if we're supposed to be my scorer, my defender, I need to be my scorer, my defender. Like I'm here to do this, you're here to do that, you're here to do that. I need you to do this, and everybody needs to pass. Like, we need to pass the ball around. We need to do this, and then it was that point. That was their point. That was their flashpoint of their season, because that was also the point too where, listen, Marcus Smart didn't just call out so and so. At that same time, those fingers were coming back at himself. Like, yo, I'm calling these guys out for not doing a part. I have to make sure I'm doing my part too. And yeah, Marcus Smart called them out in the media. And they also, but that was him calling them out because they already, in the beginning of the season, they already had like 2 or 3 players only meetings. You know what I mean? Like they already had a couple of those, and they were still going in this weird hamster wheel. And then he called them out in the media, and then after that they were like, shit. And listen, I don't know why people don't like. Respectfully, I don't know why people aren't giving guys like Kevin Durant and Brandon Ingram enough props when they're looking at how they play and how Kevin Durant plays and how, listen, to be honest with you, if all of these guys were coming up at the same exact time, these guys would have probably surpassed Kevin Durant. Because to be honest with you, I'm looking at these guys and they're more physical Kevin Durant. Even Brandon Ingram is a more physical Kevin Durant. What's that?
They've been lifting weights. Brandon Ingram definitely, he was looking like Durant about 3 years ago. But they've been lifting the weights, bro. Like Tatum definitely lift weights, man. I looked at him the other day. I said, oh, he got thicker. Jaylen Brown was naturally a little bit thick, but Tatum was skinny and ill built. So over the last 4 or 5 years, they done grew up into their man body. You know what I'm saying? And they stronger than Durant, like 2 or 3 times stronger than Durant. How you gonna let a little boy come in, become better than you in certain aspects, except maybe scoring, but even then he can defend you straight up. Like these guys defended Durant straight up in some cases. Like Jaylen Brown, they was taking turns. They was defending him straight up, and that's a benefit. So
and they were blocking his shot straight up, and there's still only a hand. You can still only count on one hand of individuals that can card Kevin Durant and block his shot, his jump shot.
But you probably just like 2 hands that can actually guard him, and 3 of those guys, maybe 4, is almost the Celtics. That's crazy. Between Robert Williams, Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, and then sometimes Horford. Horford did a good job on Durant sometimes. So it's crazy. It was crazy, bro. So that means you can't do that pick and roll shit no more. Because we got you. You try to pick it, you try to get me off Tatum, you got Jaylen right there. You got Horford for like a good at least 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? Or we can switch real quick. You know what I'm saying? It's just Marcus Smart. You're not bullying him. He's stronger than you. You might have to shoot over him, but he's still going to give you some problems. You know what I'm saying? He's their best defender. So he's the shortest, and he can still stay in front of him.
I got a question for you, right? And this is a kind of a loose question, right? And it's because I have another thought that's brewing. Who is the most physical team in the West?
I mean, Denver. I'm sorry.
It'll be Denver? And Denver's not going to get past Golden State.
Ain't nobody get past Golden State, man. I told these people 3 years ago when Clay got hurt and they end up getting the worst, like being like one of the worst teams in the league and get the first pick. I said you about to give a team that's already won, who had Draymond, Curry, and Clay. They had Draymond, Curry, and Clay. This is the team that's already won a ring by themselves together. They still in their prime. Clay just happened to be hurt, right? Mm-hmm. And so now, and then Curry got hurt at the end of the year, so it was just Draymond or something.
Is that
so now you got a team.
Sorry, go ahead.
A team that got 3 all-stars, legit all-stars that already won a ring, that already feel like they're superior to everybody else. You better give them the #1 draft pick. Yeah. Guess who they picked? The guy I thought they were going to pick. Their #2 draft. They got Wiseman. And then they get back. They had the same issue with Clay and
You know, and then they get good luck in the draft and get the 4th pick. They got Kuminga. Kuminga is a beast, and he don't even play.
And they got, and then they picked up Poole with like the 29th pick of the first round or some shit like that, right?
Yeah, Poole. They got Gary Payton Jr. Some of these guys is crazy. They don't even play, bro. They organization, the way they draft and how they assimilate people into their system and they develop players. That shit.
And just think too.
Front office, the coaches and the players, they develop the fuck out their players.
You just mentioned
crazy.
You just mentioned Poole, Gary Payton, Kuminga, and Wiseman. That is literally your next phase of Golden State Warriors once these guys start phasing out.
Yes.
And you know that these guys aren't going to be impatient because they're here and they're winning it. And look at it. You know what? You may have missed it when I said this the other day, right? And I'm gonna tell you when I said this. I said this on the last podcast, so this is on Monday. When the Golden State Warriors are good, right? Basketball is fun to watch. Because the Golden State Warriors make basketball fun to watch. And you can see it too. They're having fun on the court. Their team is having fun. They're having fun on the bench. And their players are vested. Like, they are into it and they're vested. And I'm like, yo, you know what? When they're right and they're good, you don't just want to see them because Stephen Curry is putting on this great show. When you watch them, you actually are watching a euphoric form of basketball. It makes you happy to watch them play. Like, unless it is the rival of one of your teams, and I guarantee you, even people that are rival, like that have a team, have some kind of rival with them, they're still watching them with some kind of awe in them. But damn, like, they are really fun to watch. Sorry, I just had to mention that about them. I really did. Cause listen, they were more fun to watch than Brooklyn was. And even though sometimes like Kyrie Irving may have put on like these phenomenal. There I go again.
But you're right, bro. You're right. They're the funnest show on in any sport right now. For KC's gonna be fun when they're watching them. You need another one? I ain't use this. Yeah, so it's just the way they play, bro. And plus they play defense.
Mm-hmm.
So typically they're the Suns. They're D'Antonio that puts an emphasis on just playing defense. Being in shape, being able to play fast, that's hard to do, man. But it's easy at the same time. Moving the ball, doing off fixes. We got the one guy that can run forever. There's one or two guys that can run forever. Got the main players tired. It's just, you gotta keep up with them, and then they gonna defend you. Oh, that's what happened with Durant, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He can't do that. He can't do that on his own, man. It's easy to do when you got a bunch of guys running around shooting. The offense is easy. You don't gotta really exert much energy on offense when you go to state. Cause you got shooters, man. You ain't getting to the hole. Like, you ain't gotta do all that. You gotta do that. You pass the ball around like basketball's supposed to be. Pass it around, left, right, run a couple screens, and you shoot. You ain't got to do all that dribbling. Get to the hole like Harden do, and be dirt tired like Jimmy Butler or LeBron at the end of the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Ja was tired yesterday, man. Ja was tired. He hit them free throws, going straight to his knees at the end of that game. Like, you ain't got none of that. So now you got to wait another night. You ain't recuperated. You ain't no superhuman. You got to do this again the next night. Bro, you know how hard it is? Golden State just said, no, we ain't doing that. We just about to run our offense. That's it. They're going to play a solid defense.
Hold on. I may have some MyT breaking news for you guys. I think the Joker has a sore hamstring. I may have just seen him holding on to his hamstring, and now they have him on the exercise bike. The Denver Nuggets had been up by about like double digits for the majority of this game. Right, or for a good portion of this game, they are now only up by 2 points with about 8 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, and Jokic is riding a bike. All right, my bad, Jimmy. I just had to give this update. I'm like, damn, that's gonna be crucial.
It don't make a difference. It ain't gonna be making a difference because he not athletic no way. All he need to be is be able to go up and down the court. That man got a 3.5 centimeter vertical.
Damn. You just called
Man, do not need.
you just called him Asian.
Oh man, that's good. That I didn't say that. I ain't got nothing to do with that right there. I belay my last.
Oh my god.
I
Oh
nothing to do with
shit.
that. Man, I'm just saying the dude is amazing without no athleticism. He's a point center, literally point center. But he's a true center in that point. Like he's two guys in one. Oh, it's amazing, bro. And no one knows how to defend that. You can't defend a point guard from behind you, from the court. Like how you supposed to do that up from the under the basket? No one gets taught how to play defense that way with this guy behind you like that. Like you don't even know what to do.
That's a valid point.
Because he's taking advantage of you because you can't even see what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? He just doing shit Magic Johnson do behind your head. Are you trying to check Murray or you know what I'm saying? Are you trying to check? Because Murray ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? If he getting this bad, you got to check him. And then you got to. That's rough, bro.
Not for nothing. If Jokic ever said like I wanted to leave and wanted to go to Golden State, he would get 20 assists a game.
I would trade him for Draymond in 3 seconds. Like I would not even think.
Like when they were talking about Ben Simmons, no. But for Jokic, now we talking something.
Yeah, you give me Jokic, I'm giving you Wiseman and Draymond and come up. You can have them all. Cause that man with that in that offense with them shooters. It'll be unbelievable. It'll be unbelievable, bro. Like it wouldn't know. It's no stopping them. It's straight basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Straight basketball.
Because in the one
straight
area,
attitude, fundamentals.
if there's in the two areas where Draymond Green lacks, Jokic, like he excels at. One is size, just naturally, right?
Yeah.
And then his 3-point shooting is better.
But not even that, bro. He's the point guard, bro. He's more of a point guard than any point guard on Golden State. Curry ain't no point guard. He's a shooting guard and play point guard. You just look. Curry ain't getting no triple doubles.
You think he's a much better point guard than Draymond?
Hell, what? Jokic? Hell yeah. What? Are you out of your mind? Hell yeah. Draymond ain't no point guard. He just bring the ball up sometimes. He can run an offense, but he ain't no Magic Johnson. Jokic is on he's on a Larry Bird level of running the offense, dude. You been seeing this dude? Like he has a point guard's brain. He get a center body, but he play like a center. But he just do point guard shit at times when he needs to. From the bottom of the key, like in the come out the key. He got listen, he way better than Draymond. Bro. I mean, he ain't got the defense, obviously. Draymond got. I mean, he don't got the athleticism Draymond got. I ain't saying much, but that's what he lacks. But as far as just the offense, have that guy down in the middle. You don't know what to cut. You can't guard shit. But you go out double. You throw that boy to Jokic. How you gonna guard that? Yeah, Curry and Jokic on the same team. It's unguardable, bro. You can put anybody around them too. They gonna win because they just unguardable. Now you got Jordan Poole. Man, the Golden State is here for the next 15 years, bro. They didn't move San Antonio. Spurs. Easy.
Damn. And
2.0. San Antonio 2.0.
I just told you about Joker. He has 18 points and 19 rebounds so far this game.
How many assists he got, though?
I didn't get a chance to see that before it came off the screen.
Assists. He's the best player on that team. And he been had triple doubles. I don't know why he got a lot of it.
Like you talk about super teams and you talk about people upset. That's somebody they don't talk about being like we're over here and we just started throwing around this scenario out of nowhere. But talk about they always talk about superstars that are upset and maybe want to get out their franchise and stuff like that. But I can tell you this is the one place where they probably get a little bit racist because they don't ever talk about the white superstars. Like, you don't hear them talk about Luka possibly leaving or being upset with Dallas or or Joker being upset with Denver. They talk about Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray being upset. You know what I mean? Like, but what if Jokic comes out and he's like, yo, because we seen him with a little nasty to him, we see him with some competitive nature. We seen him take some dirty shots to people because he got some fire in his goddamn belly. You know what I mean? Like, we seen him with more heart than Ben Simmons, and I by this time I don't know if that takes much anymore. But imagine if he got fed up and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna do what these Americans do. I'm gonna do what everybody else has done. I'm gonna join some super team. I've been paid enough. I got more money than I think I need or whatever. I think I'm Gucci. I'm gonna find a way to go to Golden State and go there. What what if he did that? Yo, like, we're talking about some scary-ish.
Appreciate you, bro.
We got 10 minutes left in the podcast. Like, we're talking about, like, yeah, it's what you said. Like, put it this way.
Bro,
it'll be so scary because,
bro, real quick.
Yeah.
Check this out. Nikolai, I'm looking it up. It says Nikolai Jokic now has 75 triple doubles, which is 7th all time. As he's still 7th here of James Harden, who is currently 8th place. He's had 75 career triple doubles. Curry got like 10 or 12. Now tell me he ain't no better point guard. He's the best point. He's one of the best point guards at center in the league. Shit crazy. He got 18 in one season. Curry ain't got 18 in his whole career.
well, that's because Curry ain't the he ain't a rebounder like that.
Huh? Nah, stop the games, bro. What that got to do with anything? That ain't really.
That's how you get triple doubles, though. You have to chase down those rebounds. He's not out here chasing rebounds now.
All right. So you saying this? You saying that he getting 10 cents a game? Curry average 10 cents a game?
No, he doesn't do that either.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. You gotta get 10 cents to get triple double too. So he done did it as a center. He done got it 18 times, 10 assists, at least 10 assists. Because you know he got triple double. That's at least. It's not common sometimes he don't have a triple double. So 18 times in one season, a center has got 10 assists in the game.
Ooh, Craig with the push off.
82 games. That's 20. So that's about about a fourth of the games. That's crazy.
Listen, one of the reasons why he may win MVP this season is because of some of the things that you're talking about, and because he leads every statistical advanced stat, every advanced stat I should say. Like he damn near leads this motherfucker. He just came back into the game too. The score is 86-84. See, you know it's crazy because like right now I think. I don't know if this is Otto Porter on this squad right now. But if I'm Otto Porter, right, and that's who's supposed to be guarding me, like I'm trying to run him into the ground. Like, so I still got this property that this dude wants in Monopoly. We've been playing this game this whole time since, right? And I still got his Estates Avenue. Okay, I need money obviously. He has like $500. I have $66. States Avenue costs $140 naturally. He's trying to offer me $150. If he's not trying to come off of $400, like, I'm not taking it. Let's see if he takes my counter offer of $400. You don't understand. I'm trying to leave you compromised. It's $150. Okay. I'll take this for $350. Nah, then you can still buy a house. I'm taking $400 off of you. Stop rushing me. All right, $400 deal. Like Jesus, it's either worth something to you or it's not worth anything to you. He refused the deal. Okay then, and get out of my DMs. Let you understand the kind of person you're dealing with here. I don't think these people be getting it. Hey, how much time we got left in the podcast? Oh man, I forgot. They gave me my 10-minute warning a couple minutes ago. That was 5 minutes ago. All right, let's talk about these teams that have failed, right? So we have the Brooklyn Nets. Right? They failed. They have failed the city, right? And they were the first team eliminated 4-0. The Atlanta Hawks were the next team to be eliminated, as they were also utterly embarrassed by the Miami Heat. You talk about Kevin Durant being too soft. Trae Young is a little too soft, and the Miami Heat, they bullied him. That's actually what drew me to the question to wonder who's the most physical team in the West, because we're seeing the most physical teams win in the East so far. We're seeing Milwaukee win. We're seeing Miami win. We're seeing Boston win. Right, so we're seeing these physical teams come out. We're seeing these physical teams come out in the West. I mean, in the East, but. In the West, like I know there's a lot of finesse going on there, so I kind of wonder about that. But that's not even the point I wanted to make. It's more about wondering about Trae Young, right? Like they embarrassed Trae Young. Like I called it the other day. They basically gave him. It was that bad. They gave him the Jeremy Lin treatment.
But hold on, though. He was balling like throughout that series. He didn't have a bad series. He might have had a bad game.
Okay.
He didn't have a bad series. He
so
was a game winner or something.
He hit one game. He hit one game winner, like literally. So in game 1 he was 0 for 7 from 3-point range. In game 2 he was 2 for 10. In game 3 he was 2 for 6. In game 4 he was 3 for 10. In game 5 he was 0 for 5. In game 5 he was
like he acting like he gonna beat Cleveland, act like he beat somebody. We still young, and we ain't get no real playoff teams. You act like you did some shit. That's what his ass get.
And when it comes to his field goal percentage, I don't have them all up, but in that elimination game, in that game 5 elimination game where the Miami Heat didn't have Jimmy Butler or Kyle Lowry, he went 2 for 12 the whole entire night. They've been giving him the Jeremy Lin treatment. They've been blitzing him off the pick and roll. They've been forcing him to go to his offhand. Like also what you're saying about John Morant and what we're saying about Chris Paul, and also kind of like Jimmy Butler too, making him work for every single shot. Where it's exhausting to him by the end of the series to try to score. Like I'm worried about what's gonna happen with Phoenix, because Phoenix pulled off that game last game, but New Orleans is gonna keep pressuring Chris Paul every single game like this, and we're seeing him by the end of the first quarter. He's over here doing catcalling. He's over here doing doing his yoga forms. He's over here doing the cow back and the cat back, like cow call, cat call, cow call, cat call. Hands on his knees and all. So they may have won this, but listen, they may wear him down just enough to be able to steal these next 2 games. Don't be surprised, folks. Like I said, same thing's happening in Memphis, but also the same thing's happening in Memphis with Ja Morant, but also it's just as hard for Ja Morant to score as it is for Anthony Edwards. Like they're both exuding. They're both exuding tons of energy just to get field goals off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and both of these teams are 2 young teams, so it's like a mini. To me, when I'm watching this game, it's almost like a mini All-Star game I'm watching, right? Like that Rising Stars game. Like that's what we're getting in a weird way with this matchup. And I don't think that we enjoy this first round matchup if it doesn't play out this way. No, on my face. No, like of the way that we enjoy it, because
I just seen a big booty white girl. I'm not a racist. I'm sorry. I that's probably not good either.
Yeah.
That,
Listen, that shit is natural down here by now.
White girl. Well, yeah. No, in Ohio, that means you never been to Ohio, bro. You gotta come up here, bro. I don't know what you're doing with your life, but you gotta come fuck with your boy every once in a while. We need to do at least once a year. I'm down there, you up here. Oh, no bullshit.
We got to work something. We will work something out, but
yeah,
also
we gotta work that shit out. No bullshit. But this is ridiculous, bro.
Got you.
She sits. I'm at the Waffle House. She's sitting on the window.
One second.
Oh my god.
1 second. So if you guys want to hear the end of the story, you guys are gonna have to come over to Podbean. Everybody else, at least for the people that's gonna catch the regular feed, you're about to lose the regular feed. So this is why you need to catch us on YouTube, or you need to catch us on Podbean, or catch us on the other formats where we have a little bit more extended time. Everybody else, all I can say to you is,
sorry, B. I tried. Honest. All the bandwidth in the world couldn't keep me contained. No lag.
this person's really trying to get a monopoly.
Lag. Gonna share my talents with Podbean Live. Always knew I'd take the pod there. Just a lot later than a lot of listeners thought. Last of the real gathers. Well, maybe not the last.
Look at that. Nobody has a monopoly in this game but me. But somebody does have all of the railroads, and that same person has all of the utility companies.
Podcaster. Potty down.
Well, they monopolized the railroads and
Sun's getting paid off that shit.
He is getting paid off that. That shit is keeping him alive. I feel like every time and the only thing I have monopolized is Boardwalk or Park Place. And I feel like every time.
You said this on Xbox?
Yeah.
Time.
Oh man, fuck me.
MyT
Sports. Alright. Bonus time, bonus room. Alrighty, chill, bro. Tell me about this big booty white girl now.
Man, sit down, my nigga. And what's that pretty ass Asian chick with him too? Like, man, I love women, man. I do. I ain't gonna lie.
You ain't shit. You ain't said nothing but a word. You know what I mean? These are facts
man,
on facts on
it's
facts.
her hair though. Fuck me, man. She pretty and she got nice hair. Man, this is ridiculous. They with some like fucking UK guys. And you start singing the Beatles and that. Was you listening?
Am I listening? I can't hear
Did you hear when he was singing in my ear?
No, I didn't hear. I
know it, but it's up.
That's funny. I did not hear that. I did not hear that at all.
And I'm a DJ. I should probably know that shit. That's not true because I don't fucking listen to the Beatles. Beatles is fucking old. I didn't mean to break his heart, but he's a good happy drunk. I like happy drunks.
Listen, that's the only kind of drunks too like.
Man,
well, I mean, there's also there's flirty drunks. There's the whole drunks. You know what I mean? Like we all too old for angry drunks anymore. Like, listen, I stopped hanging out with angry drunks in my 20s. Okay, like, like you realize that people like you also if anybody that's young that's listening, right? If you're older and listening, you just don't understand by now. If there is an individual, right, in your group that every time they go out that you have to worry about them fighting or something like that, right, or they don't like going out because every time they go out they always get in some kind of fight or some shit like that, that's a them problem. That is 100% a them problem. Just think about how many times you've gone out peacefully. Like, this is 100% a them problem. And
when I went by myself, I never had no problems ever.
Exactly. If you know that normally you don't have these problems without them, then, but all of a sudden they add this extra stress factor to your time going out, then you know what? You don't have to go out with them. And I've honestly said that to people, like, yo, you know what? We stopped going out with you because you can't be getting into a fight every time. Like, why the fuck I need that stress? Like, I'm out here to get drunk and have a good fucking time. Like I get drunk and lose myself in the fucking drunkenness in the moment and have a fucking grand old good time. I don't need to fucking have my fucking guard up all goddamn night playing fucking bodyguard. You know what I mean? The reason why you got beef is cause you walking around all tense and shit. Loosen the fuck up. he got a piece of property I wanted. That's okay. I'm gonna make you spend at least $60-something for everything. Damn it. He can buy this flat out. Shit. This guy's about to get his monopoly. I don't have no money. He don't got no money either. After I make him buy this fucking property, he ain't gonna have no money either. Put 70 on it. You ain't put 70 on it? Alright, I'm gonna make you spend the full 67. Damn, I wish I had more money. I can't fucking... Damn it. He's gonna get these properties for nothing. And he's gonna have enough money to put a hotel on it. My God, don't prolong the process. Just bid $100 for it and see, he trying to pay the minimum amount for this shit. Let's just go. Come on.
He's a smart, sound like a smart businessman to me.
He is. But he's annoying me. He's definitely doing the smart thing. But I'm gonna see if I can get him to buy everything that's up for auction. That way he has no money to spend on anything else.
He ain't that stupid though. He's saying he want him to be stupid.
We'll see. Because if he was smart, right? Like, I'm about to bid $66 on this item, and I have no money left after that. If he was smart, he would let me win this. Oh, he did. He let me win it at 64. Ah, you puñeta. God damn it. And now he's winning all these other properties by default. Fuck. Fuck. Fuck.
Well, you were smart while you was saying how smart he was. He did exactly what how did you talk yourself into the shit that you said you shouldn't do?
Yeah, he's basically now getting all these properties for $10. Which means that now he could just turn around and fucking put all these shits up for fucking liens, still get his fucking monopoly on the properties that he can monopoly on. Because if I was him, like, I'll put a lien on everything that isn't the railroad and isn't the utility companies. Like, I'll do that shit. Get some money, right? And that way he'll have some money to at least to put a house on his shits that I'm about to land on right now. I'm not about to land on it. I'm about to land on my shits. Maybe I'm about to land on one of his shits. Yep, I land on one of his shits. Already. There it goes. I'm gonna prolong this game though. Normally by now I just normally say fuck it and I bankrupt myself and be like, you won. I don't like doing this tedious shit. But also, we're officially done with the podcast. Like, we really are. Like, this is all bonus material. So we here just chilling, and it's already well after midnight. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and end all video feeds. I see Ronnie just popped up on Instagram not too long ago. What the fuck you doing over there, Ronnie? Oh, excuse me.
Instagram.
Yeah, you know I always keep like a shit.
Yeah, what the fuck is he doing on Instagram?
Did I make enough to pay him now? Oh shit, I made enough to pay him. I didn't have to sell off my broad wall. Alright, let's go, biatch. Damn it, but now he got money to put shit up. This ain't gonna end well. Like, I need him to land on my shit like right now and give me some dough. He just rolled a 10. That lucky bitch. And he's going to jail? This motherfucker stay in jail. This is his 4th time going to jail. This is some bullshit. I'm hopping off. I'm over here getting upset on Monopoly. I can get upset with my next. Oh, There's a Golden State Warriors about to complete this game off. I see the score right now with 6.2 seconds left as my screen is refreshing. 101-96 Golden State Warriors. That ain't making it to the air, but that's definitely going to make it to YouTube. This motherfucker's in jail. Can I go to jail? Shit. Like after I pass gold, can a nigga go to jail? They didn't even let me pass gold. They just put me on one of my properties to chill at. And if I was him, I wouldn't get out of jail. I'd be rolling my dice. Like, I ain't getting out this bitch. Never wanted to go to jail so bad in this game. He has property everywhere. Oh no, he paid to get out of jail. Oh shit. He must have an agenda. God.
Yeah, playing against your ass, he got you against the ropes.
He do have me against the ropes. He really do. I got $7 to my name. And he got like 550. And he has the other half of the board that I basically don't have. And there's a few properties left for sale. There's 2 properties left for sale. And one of them he needs and one of them I need. Yeah, see? Right now he's mortgaging off all of his companies, all of his properties, just so he could put a house on the one monopoly that he has. Because as soon as I land on that shit, I ain't gonna have enough money to be able to fucking pay him. Like, even if I fucking, damn, it's so crazy, all the games are over now. I be normally complaining like, damn, these games are on to like 12:30. Here I am on to 12:30. So the Denver Nuggets now join and become the newest villain in the Archer series, and they have officially...
You have failed this city.
It's over for them as well. So the Golden State Warriors become the 4th team to advance to the semifinals. Quarterfinals? Quarterfinals. They advanced to the next round. Damn, he's still out here buying properties? How many houses is he up to? He's up to 3 houses? Shit. He been trying to get that monopoly too. Like I've been holding one of his monopolies. He was trying everything to get the shit from me earlier. He just wasn't willing to give up that money though. That's where it mattered. Alrighty. Did I land on my property? Nope. They're funny. I said I wanted to go to jail. Guess what I'm doing? I'm visiting. Yeah, Mr. What's his Stephen Curry's 49th career playoff win? Is that what they said? Gotta be more than that by now, right? or is that just about right?
I don't know, man. Good question.
Yeah, actually, this popped something up on my screen and I just missed it. And I couldn't see what it said for 49th what. So I just filled in the blank. I just filled in what sounded right. Oh shit! Now he's mortgaging off his railroad companies and his utility companies. He's really trying to put some hotels on them bitches. That's what he's trying to do now. He's going for that hotel money.
About to kill you.
He trying to. He really is. Cause if I land on his hotels, or even right now, I gotta pay him like $800, and I don't got $800 worth of property. Like I just need to keep rolling 10s until damn, and I just landed on it. That's some bullshit. That's why he did that. Damn it! I just landed. Oh, it's over. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. How much I gotta pay? Yep, $800. Let's see if I can scrounge up $800. Okay, I'm up to 300. Alright, let's see. I'm up to 500. I'm up to 700. Oh, not gonna be able to pay him. Bankrupt. You got me, dog. Listen, I'm just happy I finally finished out a game. What gets me, what gets annoying is that other people, right, when they get eliminated from the game, they leave the room and it kicks everybody else out the room, or they turn off, or they end the session, so you don't even get credit for the game. Like basically, you just play for like 45 minutes, you know what I mean, or for half an hour, however long. Like this one took an hour and a half, or you play for like an hour plus just for the motherfucker to say like, hey, I can't just keep my shit up and let this game run out. So yeah, that's only the annoying part. So like, there's a lot of games I played and that shit don't be getting completed. So this last time while I was on the podcast, I just fucking started my own lobby and I just patiently waited for motherfuckers to hop in that shit. And that shit really took like half an hour to get like 5 people in that bitch. It ain't about play. It's just about getting people into your lobby. Oh shit! About to hop on another one. Yo, somebody got my wheelbarrow. I like being the wheelbarrow for some reason.
Wheelbarrow?
Yeah, I like the wheelbarrow.
Think about it.
Like, you have the cat, the dog, the thimble, the hat, the wheelbarrow, the ship, the car. I think that's it. Yeah, cat, dog, hat, thimble, wheelbarrow, ship. Hold on. Let's see here. Car. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I was about to search through it. Oh, the hat is. I think I said the hat already. Car, hat, ship, thimble, cat, dog, ship. Yeah. That's about it. Wheelbarrow. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't know what just popped in my head. I just remembered in Ace Ventura where he said that where he knocked out that dude. I think it was Ace Ventura 2 where he knocked out that dude and said he looked like the Monopoly man. And then he started flapping him around. You shall not pass go. You shall not collect $200. Alright, we just got the order and I'm rolling last. Alrighty.